What's so funny?
I hate stairs.
I hate games.
Hello, everybody.
I love lamp.
Welcome back to another episode of Crit Seekers. Just a quick thank you to everybody who participated in our dice giveaway a couple weeks ago. See what I did there?
You're welcome. Oh, yeah, see, okay.
We will probably be doing more stuff like that here soon, so pay attention to the social media pages if you want to win some cool dice and shit, and if you want to just see funny stuff. Yeah. Haha.
Why'd you put less emphasis on the funny stuff? That's the real.
No one cares about the funny stuff.
Fuck.
Most people just care about the free stuff.
Our jokes are free. They're literally free.
No,
They cost a little bit each time.
Yeah.
Your soul.
Brain cells.
I thought we'd just start redacting the podcast, and if people wanted access to the jokes, they had to pay for the DLC. You know,
I love that paywall.
the EA
Welcome
route.
to EA Crit Seekers.
Redacted.
Redacted, yeah.
It's in the loot boxes.
They're gonna come after us.
Wow. Anyway,
Or sponsor us.
yeah, no, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
I don't want to be sponsored by.
Hard no.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
you're
hard
right, you're
no.
Hard no.
Anyway,
I want to hate myself even more.
I hope
I hate you enough.
everybody out there has had a good week. We're already off to a great start here.
Productive start.
God damn it.
We're always productive.
Lies.
Wow. This is gonna be one of those games.
Indeed.
We haven't played
It's
it
okay,
in 2
they're always
weeks.
funny. That's true, we haven't played in 2 weeks.
We won't play for another 2 weeks.
I guess that's true. That's okay, because for people listening, it'll all be in tandem, and we'll have a guest player the next session, so that'll be fun. We'll have a
Guest
good
player.
friend of a lot of ours and another co-DM of mine, Andre, stopping by to join
shit.
the table.
Oh shit! I thought it was Ludus.
Yeah. Please
Yeah.
stop.
No, but yeah, we'll have a guest player. Hopefully, I hope so. I think you guys will get to the place where we'll have a guest player. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, let's jump into the session. You know. Previously on Crit Seekers,
Love it.
the party made quick work of the manticores that crossed their path and continued their journey into the Giant Spine mountain range. Coming upon a clan of giants, they assisted them in their combat against a pair of behirs and made for a parley with the group, or the leader of the group. After deciding to venture further into their caves, learning that there was a troll incursion that had wiped out most of their clan and forced them to flee, the group was quickly set upon by a rock and fled into the cave systems, where they took a short rest, healed themselves, and waited for the rock to leave. The giants made their way out of the caves in hope of finding others to unite and take back their home, and the Taelented Seven, now standing at the precipice of a dark tunnel that leads further into the Mountain Blood Clan's home, is where we pick up today. What will happen next? So,
Find out next week. Okay, bye, everybody.
what a good episode. It was full. There was laughs.
Just filler.
There was tears. There was bullshit. That's all we needed. All right. Hope everyone has a great week.
The
We'll
three
be
things
back
to
next.
build
Oh,
a fire. No.
oh, we are still playing. So, that is where we find all of you now as we come into the scene. You've all just taken a short rest, so hopefully none of you marked down anything of the spells that you used or anything during that combat,
I get all my spells back when I take a short rest. So
besides Ben.
I don't.
Wizards.
I wish.
I know that wizards have
get
arcane
those
recovery and
points.
warlocks, but there's no longer an earphone.
I got a couple spells back from a short rest, but they're not
I don't get
useful.
anything back until 20th level.
Suckers. 20? I'm a monk.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with getting there, bud.
Yeah, I've already died once. And I'm only level 8.
And you tried to run away once.
Yeah. Well,
So as you stand here, you've just watched the stone giants who you had assisted leave the entrance to the cave system and make their way to wherever it is they were heading. You all turn and you can now see the singular tunnel that seems to wind in and curve into the darkness of the home of the Mountain Blood Clan. Taelented Seven, what would you like to do?
Hey, Nimue, I can't really be leading us without seeing. Can I have those goggles?
All right, fine. I suppose.
Thanks. Don't worry, I'll have the orb ready
Okay,
for
sounds
ya.
good. But also,
Not.
I'm going to give you a little something to help as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability for intelligence checks, so that way he has an easier time remembering the way.
Smooth. That's a good thought.
There you go.
Are you calling me stupid? I'm just kidding.
How long does that last? An hour.
Word up.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do before you all take your first steps into the tunnels?
Everybody got everything? Snacks?
Yes, Mom.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of
Yes,
good
Mama Nimue.
foods. Yeah.
Let's get going.
Let's go.
Okay. So you step into these tunnels and start to make your way through, and you see that this first area winds for a ways. So you 10 minutes, 15 pass, 20. You're still in one singular tunnel. And you notice there are what looks to be signs. Those of you who can see in the darkness, there looks to be signs of battle or scuffles. There's some like blood marks that you pass on the ground. There's scratches and what look to be like sword or claw marks on the walls. But there's no bodies. None that you can see as you continue through these tunnels. And passing through this one dark twisting tunnel, you eventually, after about 25 minutes, emerge into this larger corridor. This one shaped and carved by most likely the denizens of the giant spine. And now you can see the way ahead is dimly lit by torches, lit in sconces every 50 feet or so. So those of you who hadn't been able to see now can. It's very dull light, dim light. Intersections branch off along this main corridor, but you hold steady, following the path that was laid out for you in the vision that you shared with Yara's thoughts.
When she showed me this part where the torch is lit?
Yes. Okay. And as you continue down along this path, you begin to come across these larger puddles, stains and drags marks of rusty brown. You'd assume to be blood that drag further into the tunnels.
Do the drag marks look big enough to be like giants being dragged?
Yes.
Okay.
Continuing on for about another 20 minutes, this corridor emerges into this large hall, lined down the length with massive columns. I need you guys to roll a perception check for me.
I'm going to guidance myself.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
29.
Crap, I forgot I
17.
can't see anything.
19.
23.
Hold on.
Puts on glasses.
22.
An old lady.
That was appropriate.
Push the
So
That's like, push up my glasses.
as you're approaching this larger, great hall, essentially, Nimue, with your passive perception, you can hear faint shuffling and movement within the great hall itself. And those of you pretty much all are able, at this point, you make a gesture and you all sit down and listen a little bit. And just looking into the great hall, you can see what appears to be 4 larger, giant-sized figures, but more hunched over and kind of contorted than a giant would be. They're a little far away for you to tell anything other than that, but they seem to be in the process of dragging corpses and furniture from this room into this large fire that seems to be blazing in the center of the great hall.
Do they look like trolls? Are there trolls in that
A little
book that we
far
got?
to see. You can look through it if you'd like.
I'm not gonna look through it. Yeah. Why are you looking at me?
Well, is she the only
Yeah,
person that saw that?
No, I'm
No,
not. Kai
No, you
saw
guys
it.
all
We all
see.
saw it.
Yeah.
Trolls, isn't it?
I mean, at this point, even they would point it out to you all. And you'd see these 4 figures just slowly dragging larger bodies into this fire. And now entering this great hall area, this smell hits you of burning flesh. And wood, there's like smoke that is starting to fill the room, but it's massive. I mean, this is a great hall is big, but this is a great hall to giants. So this is just this massive hall with the stone columns that line it. You can see that you two at the natural 20s. You can see probably 4 or 5 columns down. There's still a couple bodies that are on the floor and slumped up against the columns.
Do they all look big enough to be giants?
Yes, all the corpses and the 4 that are moving around are giant size.
Okay. But the 4 that are up and moving don't look like typical giants.
No, they're a bit more hunched over and kind of.
Do they have a different skin color?
I'd say with your natural 20, you can see it. There is like a faint green, almost sickly green to their skin color, like a greenish gray. They have like really stringy black hair that falls down. They're not really wearing much other than like tattered cloth.
Can I see the way through through the next tunnel?
The fire in the center is big enough and bright enough that you can't really see past it. The light is almost like it's bright enough that it's blocking what lays beyond.
From my memory, we have to go past it, right? The fire?
Yes.
Okay.
There are, you two, again, with the natural 20s, can see there are corridors that spider and branch off down, lining the hallway. There's probably 3 or 4 different hallways that branch off from this great hall. But you would remember that you need to cross the hallway to get to.
I tell them that.
Yeah.
Quietly.
Should we try to sneak through?
Oh, probably smart thing to do. Yeah,
Can-
sneak.
Can I see that book? I think you had it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I do. Here you go.
We're all being very quiet, by the way.
Probably read this
figured.
better than me.
Hey, listen to this song.
Can I try and skim through
Cast
the
zone of silence.
book to see if there's anything like the creatures in there?
Make an investigation check.
Is it in alphabetical order? Because if it is, just go straight to trolls.
Natural 1.
I only had to roll because she wanted to quickly skim through. So you pull it out and you start flipping through, just kind of at the same time watching these figures, and just with the distraction, you're just kind of like flipping through pages.
And not even
There's
looking at
moments,
them.
yeah, you're just flipping and kind of watching these creatures.
Nix, you can read so fast. That's amazing.
You see them move over to one of the bodies and kind of pick it up with ease and throw it over their shoulder, with a slight like hunch, and walk over to the fire and toss it in.
Yeah, we probably definitely don't want to
Fire
fight
kind of
these.
grows a bit bigger. Embers spray around the area.
Then we're sneaking past.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Is there an area to sneak past?
You would have to go through
Those
where
fucking things.
they're at.
Can we do it when their back is turned? Like after they throw like a few
They're not
corpses
all
in the
like
fire?
grouped together.
Oh.
The 4 of them are kind of almost moving around the hall separately, grabbing furniture. There's large, you can see like large stone and wooden chairs and things, almost like benches that were lining this hall, and just different like cabinets and chests. There are art pieces that are carved into the stone, but some of them on canvas as well, that are being taken down and thrown into this fire, like lining the walls of this hallway. So
There's
they're
a-
all kind of meandering, grabbing bodies.
Then there's other corridors. You said there's multiple.
branch off from the sides, but none of that was in DeWitt's.
I can make it sound like there's a sound coming from one of those halls. Should I do that and we can sneak
Oh,
across?
yeah, that's super smart.
Also,
you-
how big are those columns? Could we like all hide behind one of them? Like, are they that big?
They're massive, but not that big.
Can we go in like teams of 2?
Can we like stack up on top of each
I
other?
do have
I don't see why not.
Half this party's pretty small.
Yeah, you should do that.
Okay. Are we ready? Do you think this will work, or should we take extra precautions?
Can you do
I
your
think
pass
it will
without a trace?
work.
Can you do?
I mean, I guess.
I can cast invisibility on somebody if they need it.
Probably Tail.
He's got the
As he like
disadvantage.
clinks around.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm super sneaky.
No. Except
Super
how.
good at
Deny.
sneaking.
Well, can you do your spell?
Yes, I can cast pass without trace.
I think that should be okay, right?
Yeah, if they're distracted by that sound, but we just have to make sure that they're all distracted.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of?
How far away are those corridors?
On both sides, the closest one to you is probably about 50 feet away.
You're really
The closest, for like context,
Just make
the
yourself
corridor,
smaller.
that is the closest corridor. The closest column is probably about 40, maybe a little bit under 40 feet away.
Is there somewhere that I can sneak a little closer? Like, or is
You
it
could get up
completely
to
out
the,
in the open?
You could get up to the column, but to the column is out in the open.
Because I need to be within 30 feet.
The column would be close enough, but that's the only cover that you can see, like between you and.
Just make yourself invisible and then get behind the column and then cast a spell.
If I do that, I can't do it again.
What type of noise are you going
Fuck
to
it.
make? Does it matter what noise? Because I can just throw my weapon, then it teleport the corridor, hit ground, make noise, then it teleport back to me.
That sounds way better.
Okay,
Will they? What if they see where it came from?
but it teleports, so
I could. You could.
You
throw-
can teleport it from your hand. I thought it just teleported back.
this one is super cool now, where it like teleport to where I'm trying to throw it. Because I'm so cool and I made cool weapon that does cool things.
Well, then that sounds like a way better plan.
We're gonna fight 4 trolls, aren't
Wow,
we?
Why haven't we been doing this from the start?
Yeah. We'll do that.
Okay.
Just be very stealthy.
Gonna go to corridor or
To the
close-
column.
Wait,
Yeah.
be stealth. Wait,
Kinda.
you should
Okay.
make him
Not-
invisible
I don't
or
have to
something.
get as close to the corridor as her because hers is 30 feet, but mine's like my chakra.
Not necessarily. I will say that you would know the further away you are, the harder it's going to be to
Yeah.
make your chakram into that corridor.
Because you said the corridor is like 50 feet, right?
Like meta wise, the farther away you are, the higher the DC is to
Well,
make your.
I know. It's just like it's 50 feet away, and the corridor is, what I can see, is pretty big.
They're pretty large
right?
halls, yeah.
And the range on my thing is just 30, 60. So
Yeah.
So you'll have disadvantage.
I know, but it's a pretty big hall at least.
Just make him invisible, and then you just go to the.
Why don't we just
the
roll
column
initiative right
and,
now?
like-
You guys don't trust me.
You're just not sneaky.
You know, I'm gonna roll for stealth. You know, means
You
I'm
have
gonna roll
disadvantage.
I'm gonna be stealthy, okay? And
I feel like
yeah, I'm gonna be sneaky.
No, no.
12.
So you guys are all saying this, and Tail looks to you and says, "I can be sneaky," and he turns to move, and there's like this, like the armor scraping and crunching together. Do you keep moving?
No, I'll stop him.
Okay, see, I super sneaky.
No, you're not. So maybe.
Fine.
I could throw a ball bearing. I don't think that's gonna be loud enough. We need something that's loud.
I could throw 2 balls.
I could throw 1,000 balls.
Okay, get
Just
ready.
do what you did.
Get
you
ready
said,
to
and
sneak,
let's
okay?
do it.
Are you
Yeah,
ready to
let's
sneak?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. You guys go to the column, and then, like, some of us will follow you in another group as they move.
How about
Could we fit 3 and 3 behind columns or 2 and 2?
3 and 3 would probably be about the extent of like
Okay.
because they're circular columns,
Right.
So they're big enough that you could probably fit 3 of you just around the edge of it without seeing from
Well,
straight ahead.
The worst people, like the people worst at stealthing, should go with 7 so that way he can cast that spell. So, Tail and I should go with 7,
I think so. Wait, hold on.
And
It's
then-
like 30 feet?
It's
For pass without a
10
trace,
of
it's within
you.
10.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
10? Okay.
and
I
then
can't remember.
Kaya
Yeah.
and DeWitt go with Nyx.
Yeah, let's
And then
do
we'll
that.
go in groups of 3 and 3.
Okay.
And then that way you won't be so bad.
Oh no, don't worry, I'll show you.
okay?
I can be super sneaky.
So the groups are Tail, Nimue, and 7, and then
Mhm.
you other 3. Okay. Are you guys moving to the column on the opposite end of the room? Is that kind of how you're
I
doing
was
this?
kind of thinking.
Oh, maybe we should.
I want
you
to
should
talk
go to
about
the
this.
one.
I'm confused. Danny is because I was thinking I would go up, cast minor illusion, make it sound like they're there, then we would regroup, all go together. We can't do that.
You can do that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can
okay.
do
That's
it.
just
Yeah.
not what you guys were talking about.
I'm really confused.
I was just wondering if we could fit 3 and 3 in case something happens and we have to hide behind a column.
Oh, okay. I thought.
So
okay.
Yeah.
well, we
But
should
if we're
still like
all
go
within-
behind columns just in case.
if
I
we
feel
can
like.
all be within Seven's range of pass without a trace, that'd probably be
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go do the spell, and then we'll all regroup, and then try to sneak across. And then if something happens, we can do 3 and 3 behind columns. And the least stealthiest ones will stick near 7.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the plan.
Do that.
All right. So, Nyx, if you're moving up to the column, make a stealth check. You won't have the benefit of pass without a trace because you'll leave 7's side.
I'm gonna
essentially.
guidance her.
Okay.
It's 30.
Like the shadows themselves, Nyx kind of creeps around the corner and you lose sight of her. A few minutes go by, and just because you knew where she was heading, or not a few minutes, but like probably about a minute, just watching that column, eventually you see Nyx almost like step out of the shadow itself, just in the faint light of the sconce that's lit next to this column. You are quite easily hidden. They couldn't even breach that with a natural 20, so I'm not even gonna roll.
I'll cast Minor Illusion down the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just have it be like, because I can just be sound, so I want it to kind of sound like it's echoing, and it'll just be, I want it to sound like clanking, like a weapon on the stone, and then a voice that says, "Big stupid monsters, I could kill you," or something.
Okay.
Or something.
I think as long as it's sound, that works with Minor Illusion. Yeah. Okay. And you're kind of having it, I'm assuming, travel as far as your distance can down the corridor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's it can be your voice, someone else's voice.
Okay.
Yada, yada.
That one was cocked. Okay.
And it's for 1 minute, so I'll keep making it.
Okay.
threaten
So
them.
as the rest of you see her kind of reach her hand out, perform a couple of gestures, and point down the hallway, and you start to hear this noise. You turn and look towards the trolls. All 4 of them stop what they're doing. 2 of them in the process of like both dragging one arm of another body from one of the other columns. They stop and kind of look at each other. A little too far away for you to hear if they say anything, but there's a moment where they seem to communicate. And one of the pair turns and starts walking to the hallway while the other one continues dragging the body. And another one of the 4, so 2 of them start making their way towards this hallway that Nyx just did the sounds at. The other 2 go back to what they were doing.
But they look distracted.
Not the 2 that are heading to the hallway are definitely distracted by the noise, but the other 2 seem to just
I mean, like,
continue going
but they're
about.
just like focused on what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not like actively looking for intruders. They don't give a fuck. Okay. I'll head back to the group. Oh wait.
Make another stealth check.
You got this. But you don't have guidance because I'm not there.
Well.
Just go invisible.
Nailed it.
That's a 14. I imagine trolls are pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, but they can hear sounds.
Yeah, but they do have ears.
They also have eyes.
I didn't crit fail at least. It was still 14.
So
They charge you.
Roll initiative.
as this sound and you see the 2 heading, Nyx, you don't know, you're behind the column, so you don't notice if any of them are moving. And you turn directly to like beeline it back to your group, and you turn in a way that like your feet get caught on each other and you trip a second, and there's kind of like a, not loud, but like loud enough that you make a noise. The 2 that were headed towards the door, which you can't see, the rest of you see them perk up and turn and now start heading in the direction of that column.
Oh, I send message to Nyx and I say, there are 2 coming for you.
Oh, good. Thank you. That would have been so bad if I didn't know.
Somehow
Then
they
I'll.
have a +2 to perception, even though they have a minus in wisdom.
They're proficient in it.
They can smell you.
I haven't left behind my column,
I
right?
can smell your sound.
No, you turned to go and your feet kind of got tangled and you like tripped and made kind of a slight noise and stopped. And then you hear that message and you just stop.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion again, back to the hall,
Okay.
and I'll make it sound like a manticore roaring.
Okay. So she does this. She stops and turns and like couple gestures and points back towards the hall, and you guys hear this echo down the hall. both of them again stop heading towards the column, look at each other, and then turn and start walking back towards the hallway.
You're welcome.
One
Nix.
track mind.
Tell her she's good now.
Oh, Nix, you're good now. What's up?
Tell her to be more stealthy this time.
Oh, Nimue says you're bad and get better.
She did not say that.
Okay, fine. She just say be more sleepy.
Hell yeah.
You don't have to roll again. We'll keep the 14. Just we'll say that they're distracted enough because we could go back and forth on this, but they are distracted enough that they make their way, and you can hear them now as you're there, kind of past the column, and you use the timing of them passing it to stick to the shadows and make your way back to the group.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
All right, cast your spell.
Pass Rodgers.
Okay,
That's me. Oh, okay.
I'm also going to guidance. Well, I was gonna guidance Tail, but he's already rolled, so I'm gonna guidance myself.
Oh, you should have guidance me, man.
Well, you already rolled. Why don't you wait?
16.
27.
33.
29.
32.
Also 32.
Okay.
Quite different roles here.
Clink, 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 clink.
What did you get?
16.
Even with a plus 10?
Yeah.
Dear God.
Got a 3.
What was the lowest?
16.
Okay. So, you all begin to make your way into the Great Hall. What path would you like to take? What's your...
Where are the other two trolls that aren't heading into the corridor?
They're still, one of them's still in the process of dragging the body that the other one left to the fire. Like in this, it's like in the center right, like to the right hand side next to the columns of this Great Hall. The other one's probably a little bit past the fire on the left side. In
Are they getting bodies from the left side?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll probably stick to the right and go.
Well, one of them's on the right side pulling. The other one's on the left. That it's like getting a body. The other one's pulling it from the right side towards the fire.
So they're kind of both separate sides.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take that one?
Which one's
close
closer to the
fire?
entrance?
Yeah, which one's close to the entrance?
Like, which one would be a shorter path going left or right?
The entrance is like one of the center paths of the
so
end
it's
of the
pretty
Great
much
Hall.
even?
Yeah.
No, fuck it. Let's go right.
Fuck it.
Wait, which side are the are the giants that we sent to a corridor?
The left.
Okay, so yeah, we should definitely go right.
right.
Oh, yeah, right
Because
side,
those
yep.
two other
See,
giants.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you kind of make your way heading to that first column, you can see them like making their way down that hallway. Those of you with dark vision, and there are still torches that light just very dimly. So even without, you can see the faint like forms and shadows of these two. They're slowly making their way down the hallway and kind of stopping and checking into other rooms and other hallways and looking as they continue down. But you make it to that first column, and as you all kind of try to scrunch up a little bit into the shadows of this column itself, you all make it there, and Tail kind of leans up against the column, and there's like a of his armor kind of scraping against the column itself.
Will you take off that armor?
Who was that?
You're all behind the column, so you don't know.
Who was that? What happened?
I'll just peek a little bit out the side to see if they notice.
Make a perception check.
16.
You can see the one that had been dragging the body from the right side is looking in your direction and starting to set the body down and kind of lumber with its arms as it stands back up, and its arms kind of hulking to the sides like a cocked head towards the column.
I've got an idea.
I'm gonna cast Silent Image so that there's a butterfly flying around his head, and it like just and it'll fly away from us. But like a troll size, not a troll size butterfly, but like a butterfly
Would you rather
that's
fly a
proportional to the troll.
So Nimue gestures that there's a troll making its way towards you. And as you kind of peek your head out around, you see it walking your way with a cocked head. And all of a sudden, this kind of like blue and pink butterfly just apparates behind its head, like, and it starts to flutter around, and you see it and starts to swipe at it, and the butterfly starts to fly the opposite direction, and it turns. They're fucking dumb.
This makes me wish I had taken thaumaturgy.
Starts to follow the butterfly. All right, so you guys make your way up to the second column, and you can see clearly that it's still following it, and you kind of controlling the image as you make your way there, direct it so that it's not in line of vision with you all, and kind of starts to head towards the one on the left side. And it starts to follow it. You still see it just batting at this butterfly and trying to chase it and catch it.
Horrible.
And as you make it to the third column, it gets a lot brighter in the area around you as you are now the closest to that big middle like bonfire in the center. And the smell of burning flesh and wood and smoke is a lot more condensed in this area. And I need you all to roll stealth checks once more.
Do we get advantage because of the crackling fire?
No.
Does guidance? Do I have to like speak for that? I think it's a somatic element.
Where is it?
I
Would
think
you stop
there is.
rolling before I can decide if I'm going to guidance you?
24.
Oh.
32.
Hey, we got the same one again.
It's verbal
Hell
and
yeah.
somatic, so I'm not
Oh,
going to
wait.
do it.
Oh God, the math.
20.
33.
34.
Damn it. Jesus.
Hey, so
All right.
so-
So as you get close to the smoke a lot thicker in this area, and a couple of you start to kind of choke a little bit, and you pull like cloths over your mouth, stifle the cough. Luckily, not coughing on the smoke. You continue to make your way around to the fourth column, passing the fire, and you can see, being this close to it, there are countless bodies of giant kin within the fire itself, with all manner of chairs and like shelves and artwork just stacked on top. As you pass this right wall,
None of these guys look like the BBET, right?
the what?
The big bad evil troll.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like,
The
what?
big bad.
That was good.
Thanks.
Passing down this right side, it hasn't been completely cleared of some of the artwork, and there's a big, like, carved into the stone imagery, passing it of what appears to be a depiction of this massive battle of giants and this larger Titan-esque figure, and it depicts their defeating of this Titan within some type of meadow or something like that. And kind of gives you all a little bit of a
What does the title
idea
look like?
of something that you're heading towards.
Old ass mural
One might
depicting.
I mean, it's
In
all-
the depiction, anyway.
It's
Yeah.
behemoth.
I
Yeah.
have it written here in last week's notes. Old ass mural depicting the behemoth in
Yep.
the Great Hall.
Yeah. I didn't know what side you guys were going to go on, and you went on this side. There are a couple other pictures that depict some other stuff. Nothing that makes sense to any of you off the bat. If you want to study them a little bit, you can, but I'm assuming you want to just keep
Yeah,
moving.
no. Just quick though, is there any like landmarks or anything like in the painting that would like kind of give us a thing to look out for when we're heading out there?
Make an investigation check.
I'll do it.
1. Not a natural
You-
one.
Yeah. You kind of give a quick glance over and see it and acknowledge what it is, but there's nothing that immediately catches your eyes. I mean, it's a depiction. I mean, it's not like, an accurate representation of artwork, so you'd have to do a little bit more investigating to be sure, but yeah.
We could take it with us.
Um,
Take it with us.
it's not a piece of artwork. It's carved into the
Oh,
Great
it's
Hall.
carved into it? Oh, I thought it was like an
So
artwork
we can still
on
take it with us.
Yeah.
Just take the entire wall.
Stone shade.
That's why, like, the Titan, there's no color to this. Some of the ones on, like, canvases have color to it. This one is just stone carved. And so, like, the Titan itself just looks like a giant humanoid
like a
figure,
man, yeah.
essentially, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Roger that.
Dodger.
So you continue on, make it to the fourth column,
How many columns are there?
and then the fifth, and you make it to the sixth, which would be the last one. And all that stands between you is one open stretch to the corridor that DeWitt remembers. I will need one more stealth check from everybody.
Can I look to see real quick before we go to see if there's either of the trolls like looking at us or if the other two trolls came back?
Yeah, make a perception check.
10.
Rolling like garbage. I don't have my regular dice here with me today.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. That's the second 2 I've rolled.
33.
Oh.
Good thing I'm not rolling for 7.
20.
26.
Oh no.
It's because I rolled so well
Wait,
last time.
sorry, I didn't hear. I heard your perception. I didn't hear the stealth. So I'm looking at something really quick. Of the 10 minutes. Okay. I was trying to see how long silent image lasts. So you're fine. With your 10, you can still see the one kind of like chasing this butterfly around the Great Hall. There's the one on the left who is like giving it notice and just kind of like cocked ahead but continues dragging a body. You can't really see with the columns on the left side if the other two have re-emerged. Sorry, what were stealth checks again?
Well, 14 for me.
20.
With pass without trace?
I rolled my third 2 in a row.
Path without a tree.
Path.
I got a 26.
33.
22.
34.
What the? Stop one-upping me.
Okay. So, as you guys continue, you make your dash down that open set with the hallway. And as you're kind of quietly, everybody, even Tail, the armor, Tail, you're like, your torso
my
is
armor.
just set in the same spot and you're just moving your legs. Yeah, but it's quiet. Like, those of you next to Tail can hear like the of like the scraping of his like legs, but you'd have to be right next to him to hear it. And as you're going, Nimue,
I'm doing like a charge like that.
yeah, Nimue, as you're going, you're glancing back to kind of check what's going on back there, and your foot catches the edge of your dress, and you fall
I'm
forward.
not wearing my dress.
What do you, oh, that's right. You changed all your clothes like forever the fuck ago. You still trip.
Moral of the story,
Just
you
trying
trip.
to put some
my
narrative
dress.
into it. Okay. Well, meta-wise, you rolled a 14, they rolled a 16, so you trip. And you all hear just like a of Nimue falling onto her stomach, onto the stone. And you look up as the one dragging the body's eyes immediately look up exactly at you, and you can see the flames crackling in its face.
Can I-
And this
wait.
smile
I make
curves
a dex
across
check?
its face.
To see if I can do something before it sees us.
What are you trying to
Still
do?
have
I
silent
wanted to
image
do
up. It
something
lasts for
too.
10 minutes.
What are you trying to do?
To make it look like one of the bodies in the fire stands up. On fire.
Oh.
Oh, I wanted to use control flame to make the fire super bright
Oh my god!
because I can double its brightness.
But if, I mean,
I'll allow both those things to happen at once, and I will give that one troll disadvantage on his perception, and I will roll once more and take the lower because of it. So both you guys hear Nimue kind of oof, and you immediately instinctually turn, and it looks like one of the giants just stand up in the fire, and Tail, you reach out, and the flames like burst around the corpse
be
of this
freaky.
giant.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Throws himself on the fire.
And the troll's gaze looks up and immediately to this giant. And then it starts yelling. None of you speak giant, but it starts calling out in giant.
Well, how long does tongues last?
An hour.
Oh, but we took a short rest.
yeah.
I don't have
Yeah,
it.
it
so-
would have faded.
Fair.
It starts calling out in, and it's not necessarily giant. Like you've heard giant speak. There's like elements of giant and like other elements of languages that you can't quite pick out. It's like its own unique
Spanglish.
type of yeah. It's the Spanglish of giant. And it's kind of this guttural, and it starts calling out. And the other one chasing the butterfly stops and starts moving towards it. But you guys make it to that hallway. They're none the wiser. Make perception checks for me.
We need to,
Just so you're aware,
duck into
the
the room.
brightness of the flame lasts for an hour, so
That's a bright fucking flame for an hour.
16.
15.
11.
22.
5.
12.
You know, I need new dice.
Okay, Kaya and DeWitt, you guys all make it. The rest of you are super focused on what's happening. The two of you hear footsteps coming the hallway that you just made it to, coming down in almost in response to the
Is there
yell
a door?
out.
Is there a door?
This hallway, You guys turn and look in. It seems to go on and curve, but there are more spidering hallways and corridors that come off of this. Other hallways, entryways.
We should duck into one.
Yeah. We'll lead them into one of the other hallways, and then once we get in there, I'll cast silence on us.
Okay. So you guys
quickly check for traps, or is there even enough time?
There wouldn't be enough time.
Okay.
So you immediately, the two of you warn them. You all duck into the closest room on your right-hand side. You cast silence and everything. Again, it's like you guys hear even the ambient sounds of just the cave just seem to fade. Still. Quiet. And as you're watching the doorway, you see one figure. Two more. Another two enter into the room.
I'll remove it so we can hear again.
Okay. You can hear them in there. You can hear faint, like, conversation, like rushed, anxious conversation. No yelling or anything. You don't hear any more footsteps. But as you remove the silence, you hear kind of like a, like, shuffling off to your right.
Like further down the corridor we're currently in?
You glance around and you find yourselves in a room. What appears to be like a personal chambers.
Is there?
And there's almost like a small alcove or hallway tucked into the corner. You hear this noise come from.
Is there anybody in here?
Do you say that?
No. I'm just
No one that you
nervous.
can see.
Oh, so the noise is coming from the room that we just entered.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Detect thoughts.
Oh, that's pretty clever. I like that.
That's a good move.
DeWitt's learning. Can't remember if you have to have detected their thoughts before being able to.
Yeah, I'm checking it now. You can read the thoughts of certain creatures.
Presence of thinking creatures you can't see. You do detect a singular, like, consciousness in this alcove.
What is it thinking?
You can't detect its thoughts. You can just detect that
I
there
know
is a thinking creature
Do I know where it is?
in that alcove.
In that alcove? I can't see that. It sucks!
Roll conscious.
We know it's there.
Hey, I know you're there. What are you thinking?
Wait.
Hey,
Once you detect the presence
can
of a
read
creature
its-
in this way, you can
yeah,
read
you
its
can
thoughts
read its
for the
thoughts
rest of the duration.
yeah.
The server's thoughts are fear and anxiety,
Guys, let's go in there right now.
like that feeling of lost hopelessness.
What? No, Bartholomew's at the meadow.
Yeah, he's in there. We going?
Okay, yeah.
Make
Okay.
sure to send smallest person first so they not so intimidated.
Next.
So, next.
Are we?
Daggers out.
Who was there?
Maybe it should be me.
I heard you're scared.
DeWitt's probably the least threatening
Who's
looking
friendliest
person in the whole
person?
room.
Don't be scared. Only dreams now.
That can't seriously be our plan.
Okay,
I think we're just going in.
No,
We're not
I go first.
So you
I
you step around this alcove into what appears to be like a closet of some sort. There are like pieces of cloth and things hung up on like these little carved out like bits of stone, and from behind one of these hanging cloths you can see like a bit of a bulge and a pair of like gray feet underneath.
Nice bulge, you woo.
And now what was going to be an innocent encounter turns out to be an assassin that kills you.
Does it look like baby giant feet?
It looks like baby giant feet.
I go train it to become unstoppable killer.
Is your name Dick Dick?
Okay. See this? I take off helmet and I hold up Valley and I use Valley arm to wave hello at
Oh my god.
person.
Its face is hidden behind. You just see its feet sticking out.
I wave hello at its feet.
There's another kind of slight shuffle, like shh. It's just behind the cloth.
None of us can talk to it.
Seven can.
Oh, what Ven?
You can.
Ven. That's friend and giant.
Oh, yeah, Van.
Ven.
Yeah,
Ven.
see, you know how to say like what she said, right?
I did write
You
that
can
down
mimic.
somewhere.
Yeah.
You say this, and you see this head pop out from behind the linens, and it's a humanoid, like as tall as you all, if not it's not slightly taller. But the face that you see, even though looking like a full-grown humanoid creature, is young, kind of smooth skin, no age marks, and the eyes especially that look out at you all, that kind of glint off the light in the hallway, or like this dull, almost like gray blue that kind of contrasts the gray face that kind of stares out at you, bald head. And you see him kind of pull the things and look out at you all and just
Still waving hello with Valley.
Yeah, and I'll say Ven.
kind of looks around the room a little bit and steps out.
Do you speak common?
Ben? Hello?
Like, I don't even know how to mimic giant, but kind of mumble something to you in giant.
Okay. 7.
Yes.
Wait, you can just mimic things. You don't.
I don't actually know giant. No.
But you can mimic what?
What did she tell you to say
Yeah.
again?
Oh, I didn't write that down.
You can
Hold
just
on.
say that you say it.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. Can I
is
say
an
that
imaginary
one?
world.
The phrase that Yara taught you
Yeah.
about the Mountain Blood Clan. You mimic this like in Yara's voice, and you see the giant child's face kind of contort in a bit of confusion.
Oh, I hold up the cloth thing that Yara put her handprint in and signed
And
too.
looks at it, and there's like a slight smirk that crosses its face and like nods to you all and just stays like up against the wall, against this cloth, still out looking at you all, but almost like frozen in fear for the desire to move.
I don't know if you can speak languages again, or if it's.
I
like-
can,
but
but only one more time.
it's a big spell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could twice.
I think it knows that he knows. Oh.
So I'll point to the handprint that you have, and I'll say Yara, and then I'll point to myself, Nyx, and then I'll point to this adorable little giant, and I'll just wait.
That's 4 feet taller than you.
And it says calm,
How would I spell that?
Kalm, calm.
Aw.
And touch like puts his hand up to his chest, says, calm,
I say
Oh.
calm. Calm.
and
I
like
do.
gestured. And
Yeah.
he takes a couple steps forward. You're all still kind of in this like closet space, and you just like
Can I investigate the closet to see if there's any like weapons or something that I might be able to use to communicate with him? Just like, or even in the room.
make an investigation check.
What if we were able to talk to him, and then we like just cast invisibility on him, so that way he could get back to the surface and back to his, because we can't take him through the rest of this whole maze of caverns with us.
But we can't risk him trying
What
to
if they
sneak
hear him?
past,
Yeah.
the trolls, because
he trips or something.
But if he's invisible, then then there shouldn't be a problem.
But Nyx is super small and sneaky, but they were still able to see her.
But she wasn't invisible.
He might also be
No,
afraid.
but they heard her. You can't expect him to maintain calmness when walking through like hallway filled with killed giants.
His name
As-
is Calm.
As they're kind of talking about this, Nyx, you're looking
I
through
don't think.
Yeah.
you're looking through the closet-like area.
That means
That there doesn't appear to be more than like cloth and stuff in this area, and you step back out into the room, and looking around here, it's pretty basic. There's like a sleeping quarters, almost like what would pass as a bed. This really long, like rock-like structure that you can only assume is for sleeping. But on the ground, kind of near the door itself, is a pool of rusted red and drag marks that lead out into the Great Hall.
Is there anything like? I mean, can I? What I'm looking for is anything to like signify bravery, like. I don't know. That's why I was trying to like.
You probably wouldn't
yeah.
have enough insight into giant culture,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I just don't know what to do with him because.
Well, we can't leave
We
him
can't
here.
Well, we
leave
definitely
him.
can't leave him here, but I don't know if it's safer to take him with us through the rest of the caves because he's going to be very far away from the actual giants that have survived. Like, once we get out of the other side of these caverns, then we have to go to the body of the behemoth, which has a great danger. Are we going to take him there with us?
Well, thing is, he can't hide here by himself forever.
Gotta find him.
But
or
how do
he'll
we-
or he'll starve.
How do we get him to his people? Do we take him all the way to the body of the behemoth with us, and then one of us stays with him? Like, what are we supposed to
How
do?
far? How long has it been, and like how far have we traveled since we left the giants at the entrance of the cave?
There's a rock.
It's probably been close to an hour. Like,
And that was
but
a
you
lot
guys
of
took a little
stealthing.
time sneaking. So, I mean, like, straight shot back, 30, 40 minutes.
And plus, we don't even know where the giants are headed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't leave him out.
But they
Even
wouldn't-
if he make it out of
He
cave,
has to
there's
come up-
still a
He has to
rock
come with us.
there.
We have no choice. Or
Yeah.
he just stays here.
Yeah,
I think he's probably safer with us.
that's
for
fair.
now.
I'm going to take out some paint and just like draw like on some cloth. Like, I'm gonna draw me. I'm gonna point at stick figure, then point at me. And I'm going to draw other stick figure, point at him, stick figure, then us holding hands. Then I hold out my hand.
Okay. As you're drawing this, you can see him kind of fiddling with like something in his hand, and you like hold out your hand, and he extends one, grabs yours, and you can see like held in his hand is what appears to be like a tooth, like around some type of string that he's holding.
Look familiar to any sort of teeth that I have obtained.
I mean, you'd have to spend a little bit more time.
Dragon.
Is it a dragon tooth? Because I steal it from him.
Knock him out.
All right, we're leaving him here.
Joker. Sleep roll.
But he reaches out his hand and grabs onto yours.
Aww.
Okay, I hold it. Then,
You said that so reluctantly,
hold
like
the
I
hand.
no, I'm
hold
just trying to
it.
see if I have any teeth on me, but I
You definitely do. You have like Bahir teeth and shit, don't you? And do you have
Well, it's
manticore
not
teeth?
here. We didn't break up.
We
We
didn't
didn't
grab.
take any manticore teeth.
You don't recognize the tooth right off the bat.
No, I'm just trying to see if I have one just to like
Ah,
show that I, just to, you know,
I'll pull out
Connect.
my bone charm
yeah.
and just show it to him,
okay.
and then just give him.
What does
give
it look
him-
like?
Give him a nod. I don't fucking know. I just have a bone charm.
It's just a random bone you have. Check this out.
I picked it up somewhere.
Where'd you pick up a bone charm?
I don't freaking know.
I want to see something cool.
Yeah. Hey kid.
He kind of just looks at it
Do you
as
want
you
some
show it to
drugs?
him.
Give him some ash relief.
Get them started real young.
Smoke this, bro. It'll calm your nerves.
So wait, you can't keep off your head. You fucking degenerate.
Shit.
Fucking hate degens from fucking.
I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna take out a ration and like try and see if he's hungry.
He takes it, not like hastily, but takes it and starts kind of nibbling on it, still holding the tooth in his like the palm of his hand as he does so.
All right,
All right,
let's go.
Yeah, we should check the door to see if the trolls have moved or anything.
Okay, I'll go out and look.
Okay, make a perception check.
I'm gonna guidance myself before I get to the doorway. Like I'm gonna guidance myself a little bit back so that way they can't like hear or see me, and then I'll go to the doorway and look. That's pretty good. 24.
Okay.
I have a +8.
You look in and you can see like a grouping of them standing around this blaze, just looking at what is still this figure of this giant's body stood up.
How many are there? Are there as many as we had seen come down the hallway? Plus, the
There's
other four.
fewer than what you saw.
So they left.
I would have dropped that illusion.
You're not sure. You can just see straight in. Oh, you would have dropped it? Okay, so the fire is still.
Well, it lasts for 10 minutes. I mean, how long would it have been?
It hasn't been 10 minutes since you guys
then,
popped into
okay.
here.
I just don't want them to be able to. Well, they won't. It's in the middle of the fire, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then they can't interact with it.
Yeah,
They tried to.
What was your
interact with
perception
it.
check again?
24.
24. There appears to be a hesitance. Like they're standing very visibly far from the fire. Like even when you would watch them carrying bodies in, there was and like furniture and things. There was like a distanced throw to
so they
these
clearly
things.
have a fear of it or something.
Not sure, but all of
Or
them
they're
are kind of
allergic.
gathered around. Some of them with like jagged swords and clubs, like muttering to each other. The ones that are around it, just looking at this giant's body that's stood up in the middle of the fire. But there's like a distance, and none of them seem to wanting to go closer and approach
Have I
it.
seen any burn scars or anything on any of these trolls? If they're only wearing loincloths, you'd be able to see a lot of their skin. Do they look like they maybe were tortured?
Make a separate perception check for this.
Guidance.
20. Not natural.
Okay. As you kind of pop your head about and you're looking and close your eyes for a second and mutter the words of guidance to yourself and look.
I would
You
have done
don't-
it sneakily. I said
didn't
it
say.
for the first
You
time,
didn't
so why
say
wouldn't
for
I do it
this
for the
one.
second time? I didn't figure
It's
I had
okay.
to say it again.
They didn't do anything. They
Out of tilt 101.
just get wrecked. seeing a lot of their backs, you don't see any burn marks or anything. They're like
Like they're like scarred, but not from like burns
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Hey man, I'm not that dumb. Nimwe's not that dumb. Katrina's pretty dumb, but Nimwe's not.
Well, I think
My intelligence
your
is a negative
intelligence
one.
is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a +5 to wisdom though, which is the more important stat.
Me.
Well, I've -1 to both, so
You're a big old dumbhead.
at least I can make friends.
Can we?
Yeah.
Does it look clear to go?
Well, some of them have left, so that means that they probably came back down this hallway. We should have had somebody looking out for that, but we're dumb.
Well,
So there's probably more down this main hallway. This is the way that we needed to go, right?
Yep.
So it means that some of them probably went back down, so there's probably still more down this way.
okay. Well,
Guys, I have maybe a cool idea that we
With
could do
what?
with this image.
I-
Okay, what if we made it seem like it was a god coming back from life after it died? I use my tongues and my major image, so that way they can understand me, and it sounds like an echoing, booming voice. I grab their leader, they come in, I tell them they have to get the fuck out. There's a ton of giants on their way. They're all gonna get fucked up. What you guys be thinking about that?
well, would that mean they're headed back towards the giants? Maybe you could send them a message.
I didn't take sending today.
We can do it tomorrow.
I can do it tomorrow.
They're like to try and scare them. I even
I
have
mean,
a song
that's-
for these fuckers.
That sounds. Okay, yeah, I'm sold. But I don't want, I don't want to send them to the giants that helped us. Would they all head
might
towards
be
Yara?
unnecessary attention.
But we don't know
to-
where Yara and the other giants are going. They're not near here.
Yeah.
They're going to be leaving somewhere else. So if we just direct them to.
Oh, but if they left, but then then that big bird come back, they might go back to mouth of cave, but then throw on to cave.
I just
mouth
don't want to
opening
try
and
to
attack
save-
him.
Calm and then kill his parents in the process,
Well, I think his
Yeah.
parent was already dead.
Well,
Well,
I
I
think
just
he doesn't
think
speak common,
it might be.
he still hasn't come out of the closet. He's kind of standing like in the
You
doorway.
can come out of the
I
closet.
took
We'll
his
support
hand,
you.
right?
And you can see his
not coming
his
out the
gaze kind of
closet.
drifting down to the blood stain on the floor.
I'll press the digitation.
He cleans it up and he
I
just
reach my hand back
kind
out
of
to him
like
if he's done
looks
eating.
down at the ground for a moment and back up. Sees your hand and takes it and steps out.
So cute. All right. Well, I feel like that's a pretty decent plan, but maybe needs to be more fleshed out. Are you planning on doing it when we go to?
I just think
No,
that
right now with
Right-
this ting.
Right now.
Because yeah, it looks like a fucking god. Look how scared they are.
Okay, yeah.
I think we should do it.
Do it. Fuck it. Do it.
All right. Here's what I do. Okay. Cast tongues on myself.
just to prep calm for the noise, I'm just gonna be like do like a little quiet, then like cover ear thing.
Does that and like covers his ears.
I'm gonna guidance you.
Nick,
quietly.
Can you make it like look like its mouth is moving?
Yeah, I can do that.
I can make images with the control flames too.
Okay. Do something.
Okay. It's gonna flare. Then there's gonna be like a hand that goes like pop, 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 or something.
I was like,
All right. I cast tongues, and then I cast major image. I think tongues is in a concentration. Let me check.
Here, let me see. I've got the roll 20 up.
This is a motherfuck ton of illusions.
I like it.
Holy shit.
Keeping me on my toes.
I'm guidancing
I like when you guys
DeWitt,
do these things.
by the way.
Tongues is not concentration.
Okay. Yeah. So I cast tongues, and then I cast major image. And I'll just make it seem like my voice is coming from there.
Okay.
And then and it's loud. It's very loud, so it echoes around the room. And I'll say, "You have destroyed my sacred homeland. Thousands of giants are coming for you now. Prepare to leave or die. They will be after you soon. Bring me your leader so I can talk to him."
Make a performance check with advantage.
I guidanced you too. You have
Terrifying.
guidance. You have guidance. I said it multiple
The
times.
flames.
Roll
You're
that, yeah.
like peeking out. Those of you who are kind of
27.
peeking out. 27.
42.
All right. So those of you peeking out, you can see this giant figure that stood up in the flames. The flames brighten and start to flicker. This, just for effect, the torches nearest start to like dull and accentuate the light in this area that brightens. And you hear this booming voice. The rest of you in Giant can hear this deep booming voice echo out into the hallways. The group that's around this bonfire steps back like 4 or 5 steps, like weapons at the ready, but not doing anything, watching this happen. You can see them mutter to themselves a little bit.
What do they say?
You can't. You're too
can-
far away to
oh,
hear
okay.
them. Yeah, you can understand it, but you're too far away to hear them. They mutter something, and the rest of them stay. 2 of them turn and start making their way back down the hallway that you guys are in, as you kind of duck back
Gotta go
into
get
the
the
room.
leader.
Oh, they're gonna get the fuck. Oh no. Can
How
I?
long do you wait?
Till he comes.
I'll keep an eye out on the door.
Dawit, if you can speak in tongues, can you let Calm know that we will keep him safe?
Oh,
And
yeah.
as other things to reassure him.
Let's hide though.
Yeah,
Before.
we're hiding. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell him that, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
"Hey, don't worry."
And can you
Tell
tell
him to be brave.
Valley is great hero and Valley will protect him?
Okay, listen. This doll is
Yeah.
a great hero. His name's Valley. He will protect you. This guy, he'll protect you too.
Yeah.
Be very brave.
You say this, and he kind of reaches out for Valley.
Okay, I let him hold Valley.
You take Valley, and you kind of still holding the tooth, like pulls it to his chest and just nods. Doesn't really say anything back, but kind of steps back into like the doorway of the closet, like the little alcove.
You should also let him know that he needs to follow us and be very, very quiet whenever we're moving or doing anything, but that we'll try to get him back to his people if possible.
I relay that.
Okay. He just kind of nods, and there's a moment, and you can see the eyes water a little bit, and just kind of nods. And stays.
I take cloth and try to wipe eyes.
It's paint smears.
He kind of like recoils away a little bit as you do this, and then like softens and allows you to do so, and just clutches Valley a little bit closer to his chest and kind of backs a little bit further into the alcove.
And then I go back and wait for the leader.
Okay. About a good while passes, probably like half an hour. You begin to hear footsteps in the hallway outside. And 2 figures, another 2. Then you briefly see a figure that's a bit bigger and more there's more to its character than what you see, but it's just a brief flash as it walks by. followed by another 4 figures that step into the room. At this point, your illusion of the giant has dissipated.
I would, when
You would
I
put it
notice
back
them
up?
coming up, yeah, I would do it again.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I say to them, I have warned your brethren about this army of giants headed your way.
I'll try and make it look like its hand gestures are matching to Wit's.
I'm going to use control flames to make little figures of like that are imitating giants, like marching too.
Sick.
If you do not run, they will destroy all of your people, just as you have destroyed my sacred homeland.
Okay, you guys hear this again echo out. Are you peeking in, like watching this? What's happening?
I will try to not as much as I can.
Is anybody?
I'll peek, but I want to be stealthy.
No, I'm just
Okay, make a
calming
stealth
down,
check.
calm.
Do we still have Pass Without a Trace?
Last an hour, right?
Yeah, less an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll guidance myself back and quietly and then go forward and look. Sick. 30.
30? Okay. So you just slightly peek around the corner. What you see is similar size to a giant, but you see like like the same kind of pale, sickly green skin with like these deep purple bruises scattered about it, scarred and marked from what appears to be various combats. There is this troll that sits there with 4 limbs. There seems to be limbs like sticking out at not in like evenly spaced, but like 2 on each side from its side. Across its back, you can see many like eyes, like open eyes, like scattered across its back, different mouths, like with these kind of crooked smiles scattered along its scarred and broken body. It appears to be walking kind of around, observing this image. And as its face turns like toward, not in your direction, but like where you can see its face with the flames, you can see these eyes sit slightly askew, like on his face, a nose that is like rests crooked, that appears to have formed from being broken and bent many times. The left ear is mangled a bit, like this bit of scarred, mangled flesh. This troll is exceptionally muscular, and it's like even the arms that appear to be like grafted to his body. These dark red piercing eyes that you can see kind of shimmer from the flames itself. And as you're looking, you can see the eyes and mouth, like the bits and pieces appear to be like his body is covered haphazardly with multitudes of bits and pieces from other trolls. Like random crooked smiles. There's different like teeth that are just within his body, noses, ears across his shoulders and his chest. He just appears to walk. Stringy black hair that falls down over his shoulders, observing this image. After a moment, he steps towards the fire, and you can see the trolls around kind of all shudder a little bit. Reaches through the image that just shimmers.
He's intense.
As he does that, I'm going to say, I am a god, you cannot touch me! I am the most powerful being in this universe! And I'll cast a shatter on top of the ceiling, right above him, and try and make some rocks fall on him or something.
Okay.
And I'll make the illusion seem like it's shaking even though he's seen through it.
So you
Do I make a performance
this,
or anything?
No, the voice booms. There's that above, and rocks start to fall. Some of the trolls you can see like cower in fear, looking upwards. The flames burst a little bit. The image moves. This crooked smile crosses his face, and he starts looking everywhere but the fire. You can see the eyes on his back and his body darting
cast polymorph
in
on
every
him?
direction. You're not peeking out.
I'll let him know, like, he doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it.
Okay. says this. Do you
I'll, like,
peek out?
I'll like step back and like let him yell. Yeah.
So you pop your head around and you cast polymorph. Okay. What's the save again?
Wisdom.
So as you step out and begin to cast this, you see the eyes on his back dart down the hallway directly at you. The body begins to turn as you reach out with the spell. Wisdom?
Yep.
Please, dear God. And then
It's
we
a
should
21.
just fucking run for it. All right, we should just book it.
And as you reach out with the spell, it doesn't take, and you see the crooked smile curve across his bent mouth.
Is he within?
And he looks
5?
directly at you.
What's he wearing right now? Sorry, this is not some. Weird
Not
question.
much. There's like a tattered loincloth.
Cloth.
That's
Is
it.
Would you say cloth is flammable?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can expend it 5 feet just as long as something flammable is within your body. I'm gonna set his cloth on fire.
Okay. The flames, as he's looking down at you, jump to the cloth itself.
Are there trolls within 5 feet of him?
Are you brand?
I'm gonna cast Mold Earth at the opening of this hallway to make, because I can do stone or dirt to just make it difficult to rain. So they'll lose, I think, like 5 feet through it.
Okay.
Guys, get ready to run because I'm going to cast something and then we should just
The
fucking book it.
his loincloth alights with flames. And you don't see him. There's like a flinch before he rips the loincloth off.
Oh no! How many penises does he have grafted there?
Just one penis, but it's not pleasant looking.
Okay, I'm going
The
to.
scarred and battered, and there's an eye on the end of it.
Weird. DeWitt,
Oh, yeah, I
tell
forgot I had-
Calm to get ready to run.
Calm, we're about to run.
I'm going to cast Fog Cloud with the shield.
Okay.
And have it engulf the hallway, and then we just start fucking booking it.
I'm gonna throw my ball bearings
I'll
down.
allow you did mold earth. I'll allow the fog cloud. At
I'll
this point, I
throw down
need
ball
everybody.
bearings.
Or
I'm just making sure I'm
I need
holding.
initiative at this point. He's noticed you.
Ugh, fuck balls.
I'm making sure I'm holding Calm's hand.
This is not at all the way
hello.
that I had.
Yeah, same.
Well, I'm glad that we
I
just
can't
had him in a
believe we
room and
got
didn't run
together.
into him blindly. We know where he is, and we're just gonna run the fuck away from him. Things are bad,
To write
we're
down
running.
initiative because this isn't necessarily.
Since I'm holding Calm's hand, I don't have my shield equipped.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll run this encounter, I guess.
Mason.
Huh?
Part about that.
Since I'm holding Calm's hand, the hand I'm holding is my shield hand, so I won't have that
'Kay.
on right now.
Okay. 2.
Wow.
Oh, even I had a better initiative.
Okay.
I had a better.
Nimue.
11.
Tail.
13 initiative.
7.
Hold on. Oh. Let's see, anyway. Okay. 23.
It's gonna grab Nix's, but do it.
Hers is 6, by the way.
Oh,
Nix's is 6. Nix is 6.
Kaya.
Oh, 16.
So I'm assuming he's coming after us.
Yeah,
Okay.
he knows.
Cool.
He knows.
Oh shit, I didn't sing my song. That was the problem.
That was the problem.
That
You should have done an enthralling
Yeah.
performance. Or do they have to be able to
Okay.
see
Yeah,
for
but
that
then
to
you're-
work?
So
Position was being given away.
we're gonna treat this like a chase scene at the moment. So the top of the round would be 7. You've just watched you're still in the room. It's just DeWitt who has stepped out. So you don't know anything at the moment. You just have heard DeWitt turn around and say to Calm that we're about to run, and you can see everybody preparing to bolt out of the room.
All right.
Did her fog cloud go off?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nimue steps into the hallway, and there's like this puff of fog that pops out of her shield and obscures the entrance to.
How wide is the hallway that we're about to run through?
It's pretty wide. I mean, it's a giant's hallway.
Fair.
And it's not like a tight corridor, so.
But the fog cloud would fill the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, what, 60? Or it's like a 40-foot radius,
I think
isn't
it's
there
a
something?
20-foot radius, which would make it a 40-foot diameter.
Yeah.
But hold on, I'm looking at the spell. I was wondering when I would get the chance to use this ability.
All right.
20-foot radius, so 40-foot diameter.
What
Spreads
happens
around-
when you go through it?
Nothing.
You can't see
You
through.
can't see anything, but we should all just we're all running the same direction.
Doesn't matter how many eyes you have.
Yep, he won't be able to see shit. The sphere spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured.
And you can move it, right?
It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed disperses.
So all the trolls farting at the same time.
I had that spell for a while until
pretty
I never
moderate.
used it.
Yeah, it's not that great of a spell.
You have 2 of those?
Oh, I changed it once I leveled up. I used to have it, yeah. But I never found I took it because of the Rat King fight. And I was like, okay, just in case, I have Fog Cloud in case we ever need to escape. And I never found a use for it since.
This is a good escape though, because they can't
Okay,
see which
what-
All right,
corridor
cool.
we're running down.
So in that same 20-foot radius of Fog Cloud, I'm going to put down a Spike Growth.
Nice.
And so it's difficult terrain for that duration. And then, or like basically once, like kind of like once we're like leaving, yeah, I'll put it in that same area. And then, obviously they take damage for every feet they travel, but we can get there if they get there. But if the creature can't see the area of the time the spell is cast, they have to make a Wisdom check against my spell save to recognize the terrain as hazardous before
Okay.
entering it. So
Yep, and there's a fog
That's
cloud
clever.
there. Hell yeah, teamwork makes the dream
Nice.
work. Best
Know that.
job
Our
ever.
teamwork
Okay.
so far has been fucking right.
Do it.
Wait, are you gonna start running? We're all running.
yeah, we're all yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I'll put it in that area once we've kind of all ran out of it.
Okay, so you kind of exit the door and hold, waiting for everybody to exit.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Cast it.
I'm going to exit the cloud on the other side. Wait, I probably can't move that far, can I? Because it's 40 feet diameter.
It's a 40-foot diameter, but I put
Where
it
are
like
we in terms of it? You know?
I don't know. I
So
just kind of put it in the hallway
There's
so,
the,
to obscure
the entrance
all the
to
doorways
this
and
from the
stuff.
Great Hall.
Uh-huh.
This was the first room on the right. So, I mean, there's maybe like a 10, 15 foot.
Oh, okay.
Distance of a
I'm
corner,
gonna
so-
go the other way, not towards the trolls.
Yeah.
Go the way we need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know where to go at this point, right?
Make an intelligence check. You
With
have
advantage.
because just barely
Enhanced
within the
ability, yeah.
enhanced ability time range.
God, 18.
I was waiting
Oh,
for
yeah.
it to run out.
Yeah, I was like, don't let it run out, but I was gonna cast it again, but didn't really have time. But I'm
18?
using it
Yeah.
for my spell slots.
In the chaos, you don't remember the full vision, like currently, but you remember which way to go next, and you start heading that direction.
Okay, I use my full movement,
Okay.
and then once everyone's left that door, I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation and just make it like a fireworks sound goes
Wait,
off. In
you should
there
have
or
it go
something.
down one of the corridors that we're not going down. So that way they try to go down.
Yeah, the one where
That's, yeah.
exiting.
Oh, okay, six. Okay. Go.
Okay.
Okay, Ben.
I'm gonna make it so that they know where we are.
Okay, Ben.
What a fight.
Yeah.
When you're trying to run away from the police, but you use your turn signals.
Kaya.
For my bonus action, I'm gonna activate my snake wraps just in caseies.
Okay.
And then I know I have the fastest movement speed out of anybody except for Nyx. if her
Wow, look
boots
at
are-
you. Wow.
I know, I'm the fastest motherfucker
So
I'm gonna just wait and make sure everybody is out and running down before I start running.
Okay.
Run, calm. Run.
All right. Tail.
Okay, I'm still holding on to Calm's hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see like the look of fear and like anxiety, nervousness on his face. He's still holding onto your hand and holding onto Valley in the other.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take his hand, then I'm gonna start running pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, run in tandem.
So you step out of the hallway. So that just leaves, I think Nick's left in the room.
I'm still.
At this point,
I'm in the hallway.
Wait. Oh, they
Oh
have
shit!
to-
It's their turn.
you see two shadows on the outside of the fog cloud that start to emerge from it as they dash into this area. Nyx wasn't out, so you weren't able to cast the spike growth at this point. Two trolls,
They still
not
won't
the
be able
main
to see
one,
it, though.
storm out of the fog itself, immediately see you standing out the door and you two, and they're both going to come to you and try to grapple you.
They have an
you at
action, or
least
did
get-
they have to use their action to?
Oh, you're right. They
dash?
did use their action to dash. So you see them. Actually, perfect imagery for this. You see them emerge from the fog cloud, kind of step out with like crooked grins, and both look towards you, like ready to step. And we're gonna take our break there because we're nearing that time, and we'll come back to it after this.
I wasn't able to get
So
out of
we
there.
will
either.
be
They
right
had- They had
back.
to pass me in the fog to get there.
Clench your buttholes, guys.
So
We're gonna
doing it
delete
live.
that.
okay. So we ended our break, or started our break, with two trolls emerging from the fog cloud, looking at both you, Kaya, and you, Seven, ready and poised to reach out and grab you. Now was their turn. After them, it is Nimue. You're up next in the initiative. You had just put out the fog cloud. It's you and Nyx left in the room, as everyone else has either booked it out, and you see Kaya and Seven on the outside, ready to do something, waiting for the rest of you to make it out of the
I
room.
am poised to strike.
Okay, then I'm just gonna book it. I'm just
Okay.
gonna use my whole turn to fucking book it.
Okay, so you curve out of the room, make your way the other way. Nyx.
I'm going. I'll like bonus action click my boots together, but I'm gonna use my action to throw down the rest of my ball bearings into the fog cloud or towards the giants or whatever.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna run as well.
Okay. As Nyx makes it around, the rest of you are kind of turned, running down the hallway. Kaya and Seven, you're the only ones like faced, ready to do anything. And as you see these two trolls emerge, you start to see the hulking shape of another shadow, a bit bigger and bulkier than the other two, making its way through the fog. It doesn't quite get there, but you can see just the outline of this form hulked over in the shadow, or in the fog cloud itself, 4 arms out, ready, moving in your direction.
Wait, now
That's
that
his
Nyx has
turn.
left the fog cloud, my spike growth goes off.
Yeah. So it grows off. He's in the fog cloud. So,
It's hard to say.
But they can't
Spike
see
growth
things
goes off.
because of the fog cloud.
right. So he has no idea.
can't
He
see
he
shit.
walked into the. I mean, he was already in the fog cloud when it would have gone off. So, spike growth.
I have it. Oh,
Oh, I clicked the wrong one.
it's like 2d4 for every like square or something.
And 20-foot radius. So yeah, 2d4 piercing damage. So roll your damage for him. Yeah, you definitely can't see. So
D4.
as he steps in, you both can't really see it, but Seven, you know that your spell goes off within the cloud of fog in front of you. I'll put this damage on him.
Kaya, you haven't released your ball bearings yet. Just release them as you're running.
Well, mine are down. That's
Yeah.
enough for deck save, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's more. There's some that aren't still in the fog cloud that need to be slowed down. And Kaya's at the back of the group.
Did you throw yours into the fog cloud or just like out on the ground?
Oh, I didn't. I would throw him towards the.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
keep releasing them as you're going,
5
though.
damage.
5.
Make it all difficult.
Yeah, add anything?
It just says 2d4 piercing damage, but it's for every 5 feet it travels inside the.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he wouldn't. That's fun. Okay, cool. Behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so back at the top of the round, Seven. You have reached out your hand. You can tell that your spike growth goes off, and you see the form of this creature within, and you can only imagine that it has affected him. But there are still the 2 trolls in front of you that have just emerged from the outer edges of the fog cloud, poised and ready to grab you and Kaya.
Okay. About how far away are they?
I'd say they're probably about 10 feet from you. They're not like it's not like attack of opportunity if you were to
Okay.
leave. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I needed
Yeah.
to know. Okay, then I am going to leave.
Okay.
I'll use my full movement.
Okay.
And then it's pretty sure spike growth is concentration, so I can't use anything else. I guess I could attack. Can you attack during concentration?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would never be able to do shit.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of concentration spells. All right, I guess I can attack. I'll attack the closest one to Kaya.
Okay.
That was the other person that they're looking at, right?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
the one that's poised ready, like reaching out to grab her.
Okay, I'll attack him.
Okay.
We should all just run.
He did run.
I did run away. I used my full movement to run
He
away.
can just use his full movement to get right back up to you.
Alright.
You should just run. We're all just running. If
Are you all double dashing?
if we all double dash, we'll stay out of their pace. But
I
like
mean-
if we don't, they're gonna catch up and you're gonna get grappled. I mean, do whatever you want.
You do
But
what you're gonna do.
you do whatever you're gonna do. I'm just saying, like, we should all just be running at this point.
No, you're good because I have fleet footwork anyway. So, I'm gonna or fleet of foot, whatever it is. So I'm going to make an attack on the one that's trying to grapple Kaya.
Okay. Roll your attack.
21.
21 hits.
And then...
Nice.
Math is hard. 11.
11.
Yeah. And then I'm going to use my bonus to dash.
Okay. All right. So 7 turns to run and dashes down the hallway up next to you guys and takes a second, knocks an arrow, turns and fires. The one reaching for you, Kaya, you can see takes an arrow in the chest, kind of recoils, but still reaching out towards you. DeWitt,
Okay, I still know where I'm going, right?
for the time being,
I'm
yes.
going to focus on that. And then what does the doorway look like that we're going through? Are we going just through a tunnel right now?
You're in like a hall, yeah, like a
In a
tunneled
hallway?
hallway almost.
Do I know where to go? How long it goes for?
Right now, you just know to follow this hallway. You've got your memory serving you at the moment. You've got probably about another round before you reach a point where you're gonna have to try and remember where the next point
Okay,
is.
well then I'll just dash.
Okay.
And can I do that at that point or something and like see where I'm at that point
Yeah.
and like where we need to go?
Do I know if his enhance ability is worn off yet or not?
I would say, 'cause since we entered like a combat type of scenario, I wouldn't say that these are like 6-second rounds. They're a little bit more time in between, just given everything, but still got a little bit of time left.
Okay. When I know that it's worn off, I'll cast it again.
Okay. I would say probably next round it'll wear off, but he'll get one more use out of it to try and remember, and then
Okay.
it will wear off.
Okay.
All right, Kaya,
Do I know where
Oh.
to go at that point or?
you know
Or,
how to
like-
get to that spot, and
Yeah,
then
so
you're
I
gonna have to make
dash.
another. Yeah.
So I dash and,
Yeah, so
and I'm
next
still
round.
in the next round.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
I just want to make sure. And then no one's taking damage, right?
No.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, Kaya.
I'm just going to catch up to the group, but stay at the back of the group.
Okay. So you kind of take the opportunity of this one getting struck by the arrow to catch up, but almost like jog backwards a little bit, just keeping an eye out, ready. Mm-hmm. Tail.
Oh, I'll take a handful of ball bearings out.
And throw them at this length of the hall. Yeah. okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, make sure that people aren't in the way.
Well, I'm at the back.
She's in the back.
I'm at the
Okay,
back.
so-
Yeah.
I'm going to continue running with Calm, and before like I start dashing, or I'm gonna summon Valley to like stand guard, or like be right in front of the trolls, the little fist pounding
Beat
thing,
him down.
and
Okay.
beat the first troll that's closest.
All right.
12.
12 misses. So as it kind of appears and makes its way up to this troll, I'd say probably the closest to you would be the one that was grabbing for 7. And like does like a superhero, like flies toward it with a punch ready and swings out, and the troll just like dodges to the side, and Valley just punches air.
All right, Valley does I'm watching you sign really quick.
Okay.
And that's my action.
All right.
Turn.
Now it's their turn.
That's actually a bonus action, so you can still use your action to
Yeah, I
dash.
know. That's what I said. I'm dashing. So
So you both dashed, and you're in, even though you're in the back. Okay. So the trolls are going to continue following you. They'll still be about 10 feet behind because that's about what they were to get up to you. But I'm going to make a dex check to see if they slip and fall on the ball bearings. As they start to run, you can see their feet step onto these ball bearings themselves. Oh, that's a 17. I thought it was a 7.
no, it's a 7.
It's a 7.
It's a 7.
It's a 7.
So
What?
as they both start to move, the one that was following 7, like his feet slip and fly out from under him, and he falls down on his back prone. The other one seems to manage to keep his footing and start chasing his way, making his way up to you again, Kaya, ending about 10 feet away.
Love ball.
Wait, what? Your dash is like 90 feet though,
I
isn't
know
it?
I'm staying at the back though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be.
Fair.
I want to be the caboose.
Okay. Nimue,
I'm just gonna use my action.
just
to
keep
dash.
going. Okay.
Yep.
Nyx, same.
Oh wait, could I just pop the cork off, like as a bonus action? Can I pop the cork off of the decanter?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna have it spilling water yet, but I just want to have it open.
Okay.
Stress. I'm going to use my bonus action and my action to, or not my action, my movement to move, obviously. And that's 100 feet. But then I'm going to hold a dagger attack in case, for whatever reason, somebody catches up to me the next time, or before. The
Okay.
next time
Do you
I
want to
get
keep ahead because you'd be running ahead of DeWitt at that, if like keeping 100 feet ahead, or do you want to kind of keep
there. Oh,
pace
I wouldn't
with
go
DeWitt?
ahead. I
Yeah,
wouldn't go
okay.
ahead of DeWitt.
Okay. Sounds good. And then roll your damage again for the spike growth. As you can see, the roll 4d4 because I think would have been 20. He would have been like in the middle of where you were casting it, so it would have been another 5. So it would have been another 10 feet. So yeah, twice. So 4d4. As you can see, emerging from the fog cloud, the form of this kind of deformed BBET.
Question for you.
Yeah,
Do mana potions only do 3rd level spells?
3rd and lower.
3rd and lower?
I think. I can't quite. I have to look them up. I
So
actually
not-
have
I
them
mean,
up.
why not though, right? Because the Pearl Power can do 2nd level, right?
It's 3rd and lower.
Right. Yeah.
12.
Oh.
Okay. So 12. Boop 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 boop. So you can see him kind of push through this growth with like these vines reaching up and scratching marks and clawing, like digging into his legs as he pulls through, stepping through it. Since it half his movement, he just barely makes it, like outside of the edges of these vines, and steps onto the ball bearings. And he himself, with this crooked smile, watching you all, you see his right foot step, and then, and the smile turns immediately to a look of panic and surprise, and falls down onto his back.
Woo! Hell yeah. Ball bearings are the best. We killed somebody with ball bearings.
Yeah. I remember.
Only because he crit failed.
That was in the first campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, dog. Ooh, dog. Ooh, dog.
He tripped and fell on the ball bearings and fell into his friend's sword and killed him.
That's what natural ones will do to you.
Yep.
All right, 7, we're back up to you.
Oh damn. Oh okay. Oh okay. I guess I'll just make another attack. On the closest one I can still see.
Okay, it would be the one that's chasing after Kaya, because the one chasing you fell and is laying on his back.
Oh yeah, that's true.
currently.
I forgot. He went prone.
Yeah, there's
okay,
only
yeah.
one of them that is. You
Right.
can see from the back of the fog cloud more shapes, more shadows starting to push through the cloud itself.
Okay.
But those are the ones that are kind of keeping pace with you all right now.
All right.
Can they see the
I'll shoot
bodies
the
on
one
the
that's
floor?
closest then.
I'm just wondering.
Not at the moment, because they're in the fog cloud.
12.
12 misses.
Darn. Okay, then I'm just gonna keep.
It's kind of on the run. You're pulling an arrow and just like haphazardly firing, and you hear it like clatter off the wall next to it.
And I'm dashing just to make that known. Okay, cool.
You make. Oh yeah, I got you. You make it up to what is like almost like an intersection, essentially, with like continuing forward and 2 branches off to your right and left. You start to think, like, what? Close your eyes, focus, roll another intelligence check.
Advantage?
This would be your last as that spell's about to fade. 18. You close your eyes and kind of in this moment of panic are able to calm yourself just enough to remember the vision that was shown to you from Yara, and you immediately instinctually like take a right hand hook and
big
start
is
heading
the
down the right hallway.
Tunnel.
They're all the same. Like
They're all the same.
Yeah.
How tall are they?
They're probably about like 15 feet high.
Okay.
Yeah. They're pretty
I was thinking about their
high,
extension, too.
wide tunnels. These are giant
Does it
homes.
cost my action to do that?
Yeah, I would say that like stopping to try and like remember
then
which way to
I
go.
will sing a song as I'm running. Which one should I sing?
We're running away.
Ooh, she's a little runaway. Sorry.
What other songs have run in them?
Run away, tail.
Okay.
You.
Oh, let's go! Troll walks easily in the cave with his glowing cloth way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Schlongbow's ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Pew! Out of the darkness, the arrows rip. To the sound of the beat, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom,
Another troll bites the dust.
boom, 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 boom.
Another troll bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another troll bites the dust. Hey,
Boom, boom, boom.
hey, we're gonna get you too. Another
boom,
troll
boom,
bites the
boom, boom,
dust.
boom, boom,
And then
boom,
I'll cast my mantle of
Hell yeah.
inspiration.
That was really good, you guys.
And I'll give me, Nimue, and Tail the hit points and our reaction to move. So I'm going to use my reaction
If I'm
to
pulling
move.
calm, does that count? Can I move with him?
Sure, but you're almost like you're not dragging him, but he's like like skip running behind you almost.
You're yeeting him just like.
Hey, he's a tall boy, okay?
Yeah, he's got pretty long legs. And Nix, you've been like keeping in tandem with DeWitt this whole time, and he gets in this groove of singing, and you see him like pick up pace and like bolt in front of you another 30 feet. And then fucking Tail and Nimue just like past you as well.
We're so inspired.
Like
Fuck
really
you, Nix.
bobbing with the beat there.
I let you in.
Let it come, goodbye.
It's like in the movies when people just like think like, oh, I'm falling behind. I gotta run faster. So they just like do.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Essentially.
I think of The Hobbit when they're all running to the guy's hut and Bomber just passes everyone.
Leggy.
Also, they can hear that.
Yeah. Kaya.
Could I, as a bonus action, throw a shuriken?
Not as
I'm
a
a
bonus
monk,
action.
And I'm
No.
cool?
No.
Flipping
Flurry of
weed.
shurikens.
She has the power of God in the other side. What do you want?
Way of the ninja.
Fine.
That's my way of the ninja.
Same thing as last time. Just keep up, but
Keeping
at
up.
the back.
Okay.
The group.
Try to keep up.
Kind of back trailing. All
Try
right,
to keep
Tail, you just keep running with calm.
Valley's gonna do one attack before he
Okay.
disappears because he's kind
The one that he swiped at took a step and ate shit and is on the ground,
he
so
gets
he would get
Curb stomp.
advantage.
the big one is on the ground too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna walk over to that guy, to that fella.
Like floats up to the
Okay.
big boy.
Okay, 23.
That hits.
All right, good.
Curb stomped.
Get him, Valley.
Everyone
Curb
Valley
stomp.
attacks gets curb,
Curb
stomped.
stomped. Yeah. Wouldn't he have
14
advantage?
damage.
Valley just floats up and again just like stomps into this one's head.
Then Valley disappears because he's kind of far from me.
Yep. Yeah. And
Then
then
I
Valley
continue
just shimmers away. All
As he
right.
disappears, he holds up his finger.
One of the trolls.
Universal symbol for.
One of the trolls is gonna stand up and try to continue moving forward, but is still within the ball bearing. So half his movement to stand up, And he falls back.
That's not enough to go half his speed.
The other troll that had made it through the ball bearings continues after you and then runs into the second layer of ball bearings that Kaya dropped
Nice.
and falls down.
Yes, guys.
So you guys are currently like, you guys have gained momentum and are currently ahead. The rest of you can see as DeWitt's kind of rounded a right-hand corner and you all start to follow down that right-hand corridor. Nimue.
I can sense the enhanceability wore off, right?
Yep.
Then I'll go up and use my action to cast. I think it's an action. Let me
It
check.
is.
Yeah.
And it's touch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I'll just run up. I'm keeping pace with you basically, so I'll just run up to you and cast enhanceability for intelligence checks again.
Okay.
There goes my last second level spell. Don't waste it. Yeah, and then I'll just keep running my other 30 feet that I can. But I can't run as much this round.
Okay. Nyx.
I'm still gonna be running, but I'm gonna lessen my pace so that I get to the kind of towards the back. Or actually, I don't need to do that. Never mind. I'm gonna cast behind us another mold earth
Okay.
to just make it difficult terrain.
Sounds good. So you turn around, you can see like the flat carved corridors start like almost like crinkle, like construction paper, just like crinkling a little bit, and you watch the floors turn. They're unaware of this happening. So
And
they will
just so
hit
you
that.
know, I can have 2 of those down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys round the corner, so I'm not gonna. You can't quite see what's happening with the trolls in the back, so that's all gonna be behind the scenes. At the moment, you've rounded the right-hand curve. The trolls that were pursuing you closest have fallen and cannot get up. They need life alert.
They don't have a life alert.
Troll alert.
Life alert.
So Seven, it's your turn. You don't notice anybody pursuing you at the moment.
Can we all just say that we're like running in tandem at this
Yeah,
point?
if you guys want to do that, just keep running. So DeWitt, I need you to make another. Just as you guys will, spend a few rounds kind of following the path, and now that it's calmed down a little bit, I need one more with your advantage.
16.
16. You remember the tunnels. You kind of calm down, keep going. It winds a few ways, and eventually you get to a point where you're pretty sure that they're unaware of the fact of where you've gone. You've gone around enough curves, you've lost them long enough.
Oh, yeah. And then at this point, I'll use my Dust of Tracelessness.
Nice.
Ooh.
No.
Wow.
I forgot that we had that.
And then I have one more charge.
You what?
We don't
I'm
want
proud
to
of
fight
you
that
guys.
troll.
I
Sorry,
wanted
say that
that
again.
fight
You
so
wanted
bad.
that fight?
I really don't want to fight that guy.
Yeah, fuck that.
He was a custom creature.
I could tell.
Yeah, well,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, based off of another, but
Yeah, but still.
So,
Really cool, Mason, but we don't want to fight that guy.
it's okay. I'm proud of you guys. So, eventually, you find your ways. Take a bit of a breath. You throw down the Dust of Tracelessness to cover your tracks, and you make your way through.
Do it at like a T intersection, so that way they can't see which way.
And there, oddly, the areas that you're in now, you can see the remnants and dried blood and stuff in the hallways, but it seems to be empty of like a troll presence. And going through these halls and just glancing in, you can see they seem to be like living quarters, things like that, and not necessarily the type of place that they'd have like trolls patrolling. You kind of went,
Patrolling.
you kind of passed through the area where most of them had been gathered.
I'm just trying to make sure that calm is calm.
Yeah. Seems shaken and nervous still, but is following your lead, still like clutching the Valley doll to his chest.
Did he see Valley curb stomp that guy? Because that.
He definitely was not watching.
Boost
His
his
tail was
confidence.
just like fucking dragging him down the hallway, unfortunately. But
How long do those temporary hit points last?
Like a round.
Oh, okay.
Or not a round, but like
Like
A
in
minute.
combat. Okay.
you spend probably about another 40 minutes traversing through the hallways in your mind, the path that you had seen, before you round one corner, and you can see daylight at the edge of a tunnel.
Why? Guys, I think we made it. I don't think we made it.
Music says we don't.
It's an illusion.
I hate being
We've
underground.
cast so many, we don't know what's real anymore.
You don't know.
Maybe.
Whole section of notes I need to get rid of.
Well, there goes.
We talked about that, yeah.
Maybe
So funny. What do we, I mean,
you want to help me take a look out of here?
Yeah, we'll go forward and take a perception check.
You'll
Can I
exit
go
the.
for-
Yeah, I'm
behind
gonna
us.
just like peek my head out of it though and make sure that there's nothing like Bahias around or anything like that.
Make a perception check.
I'm going to guidance myself.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for anything behind us.
15.
15. You take a peek out and you see daylight. You can hear the sounds of like birds and nature. Doesn't seem to be anything in the immediate vicinity.
It looks clear.
Cool.
Do we know which way we need to go from here to get to the behemoth?
Well,
Or
the
Or is
map
this
will
the
tell
meadow?
us,
Is this the meadow?
right? No, I don't.
No,
think so.
It's not. But like the map. What does the map say?
So
God.
you exit these massive underground halls, pull out the map, and find that the next leg of your journey depicted on the map lies just in front of you. You see this large mountain just rise up directly in front of you, and the map depicts the path crossing over this, but it does appear to be the final peak of your journey
What time of day
to
is
the
it?
behemoth.
My time orb will tell me that I have and have never used.
Let's see. So you guys have gone like, yeah. Also, maybe the sun and the daylight outside.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna use the time orb.
The sun is a lie. It's
Yeah,
fake.
Fuck the sun. When I can use my watch.
It's a hoax.
You stepping out. Let's see. So I mean, it's probably like mid-afternoon, it's like mid-afternoon at this point because you guys had woken up, traveled maybe 2 hours before you ran into the giants, had the fight, took a rest for another hour in there, traveled through the halls. Yeah, it's probably like late afternoon.
What, like 5?
So much has happened today.
5 or
already.
6?
Yeah.
So should we travel on for another like hour or two and then take a rest?
What does
I
it look
think we
like?
should
There's
travel until we find a good
is
place
there
to
shelter?
rest.
Yeah, because this could
Oh,
be
yeah.
the best place. There's living quarters.
Yeah, but I
back
don't want to
behind
be
us.
anywhere near where that fucking troll can get to us.
We can just stone shape the door and then.
Do you still have that? Because I don't still have it.
Yeah, it's my uke
Oh,
spell. I haven't
That's-
used it yet.
that's really nice.
Yeah, I know, right?
How
Well, maybe we do that,
convenient.
and then if you still have a spell slot left, then
Well, then in the morning we can just like use stone shape again to dispel it.
Right.
Although that would be a fourth of the spell.
I'm
or
going.
your
Or-
or your ukulele.
Can you find any shelter?
Yes,
Oh, I guess I could
But should we
shelter.
find it now or should we keep traveling?
I think we should just look for it as we go.
Yeah,
And
I
the
don't
first
really want
suitable
to
place.
How many times can you do that?
I guess I could use it 3 more times.
Is it a spell?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
3 more times today.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
In
we should
general,
maybe
forever.
That's
Maybe
what
we
it
should
sounded like.
try it like an hour or two from now. We still have plenty of
Yeah.
daylight left. We should try to
Travel
travel as
an
much as we can.
hour, so we are far away from those mad trolls.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to draw my symbol and say the word friend to it and point to it in front of Cam just to reinforce the fact that that symbol is a sign of friendship. You're welcome.
Well, draw it and then point to your eye. Don't forget to let them
Yeah.
know. Like,
It was like
Ven.
Ven.
Kind of takes the symbol from you and
lots of gifts.
just looks
what we
like
call
looks
Venn
to you all.
They keep saying friend.
That's the only word we know.
It's the only important word, okay?
um.
When you
Okay.
go to Mexico and you're like cerveza.
Cerveza.
Baño.
¿Dónde están mis
Biblioteca.
pantalones?
Hilarious.
And kind of like as like steps a little bit separate from you all as you start to make your way towards this final peak, like a bit like reluctant to follow you further, and glances back over his shoulder into the
Do you
depths
still
of
have-
the halls.
Can you still talk to him?
Nope.
Oh, tongues is worn off.
Yep.
No. Yeah, I would have by now.
Oh, hell.
Just
We
barely,
traveled
yeah.
like 40 minutes.
Yeah, but that's only 40
And, well,
minutes in an
the thing is,
hour-long
we
spell.
waited in like
Yeah.
30 minutes until the guy got there.
Yeah, it would have worn off.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So,
And you can't cast it again, can you?
Well, unless we don't want a tiny hut.
Oh, fuck, we do want a tiny hut. Yeah, no, it's definitely save that. I can take it tomorrow, but it looks like he wants to leave us.
He'll come with. I'm pretty sure.
All right, we'll just
For now. We're not going to make it to our final destination. I think he's wary of
You
the
gesture and
behemoth.
he kind of like
Uh-huh.
takes a couple steps back towards the halls.
Fuck. I don't know how to communicate to this guy. Like, he won't be safe if he stays here. He needs to stay with us.
Since in that book,
Mm-hmm.
it on the giant section, is there any information I can gather that would, I don't know, allow me to communicate with him about where we're going, like the behemoth and
The book almost treats all of the beasts and creatures within it as potential hazards. There's nothing really about like giant culture or treating them friendly in a sense. It's all kind of like
can I? Ooh, I don't know if this will work, but I'll try Undercommon and just say, like, do you speak Undercommon?
it still just kind of gives you a blank look.
I'm going to draw more stick figures. So first I'm going to draw a stick figure with a angry face and point over there, like symboling like the trolls or whatever. Like I'm going to try and draw a stick figure of a troll with like a crooked back and point over to the cave. Then I'm going to draw a smiley face and like try to draw like a little hut to like symbolize like safety and like things and like point towards
Like a heart
us
or
with
whatever.
us type thing.
Can
Kind
I?
of like get down in the dirt as you're doing this and draw stick figures, and he draws two taller ones, one with kind of longer hair like depicting a female, and then another like a male like figure, and then him holding hands with these two and points back into the tunnels.
I think
Should we tell him they're dead? Or should we tell them, like,
I think he probably saw that.
I think he knows
what
that they are
happened in that room.
injured.
Wait, we don't know if they're dead.
but they could be some of the ones that escaped.
Or they're slaves.
Or the slaves. Well,
Oh shit, we have.
Well, he's not going to be able to
We can face them
save
on
them
the
on
way
his
back
own,
when we
so
have
we have
more
to
I'm
stay
stuff.
sure
with us
his
either way.
parents would want him to be safe with us. So
it's more important to keep him alive.
yeah.
I have an idea.
And the giants look hardy and strong, so if they are slaves, they can handle it, I think.
If you
For a little
cast good berries, 7, how long do they last?
It's a very
Like,
good
if you
question.
cast all 10 and gave them to him, and we communicated to him tomorrow or something like that he should eat one at a time, he could technically last for 10 days. We could leave him in one of the later rooms here and maybe, like, wall him off or something and make sure that he's
Berries
safe
lose
here.
their potency if not consumed within 24 hours of casting the spell.
I think he just needs to come with us, and I think maybe I can communicate that with an illusion spell.
Oh,
If you want me to give it a try, it will just be pictures moving.
I mean, I think it's worth it. I mean, either he stays with us and lives, or he goes back and he dies, or he gets enslaved.
Okay.
All right, so with where he drew his little pictures in the dirt, I'll cast Silent Image.
Damn, I used all my first level spells.
Wow.
The first time that's
No,
Wow.
Never happened before.
Nanda bio.
I'm pretty close.
And then I'll cast Silent Image to make the shapes that he already drew, make it look like that they start moving. And I'll basically depict like us bringing him, just like us as little stick figures, but of appropriate sizes, and bringing him with us to go like, adventure fight a thing, and then I'll fuck.
just like say something that symbolizes safety, and then like bringing him back to his people.
Yeah, I'll take him through that. We go and fight this behemoth and kill it. and then we we celebrate and we like cheers, and then we bring him back and show him like find some giants, and I'll have like a little stick figure of Calm, but with his like tooth, so that he knows I'm talking about him, and then with other giants.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Guidance. Persuasion. This is bad. Well, you have guidance.
Money.
Rest in pieces.
Big money, no whammies.
Big whammy, no monies.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Okay. So he's like seems enthralled watching this little performance of the stick figures, and by the end of it, you show him that image, and he smiles a little bit and looks down and kind of holds the tooth and pulls it close to his chest, and the smile disappears, and he just looks at you all and shakes his head.
We can't force him to go anywhere if he doesn't want to.
But what will happen to him if we just leave him here?
Well, he might die, but it's not like we can change his mind. I mean, if you can communicate with that spell that he will die if he stays here, maybe that would be
kinda
more persuasive, but he's also a child.
So here I will continue to draw more stick figures. So what I draw is that I draw his parents and him, and I point arrow to him, and I draw a symbol of heart to show that they love him. And then I draw a stick figure of them being happy that he with us, because we keep him safe. By safe, I mean like I draw shelter and draw the happy faces. And I point to him and say thumbs up, or don't say thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. And I give him thumbs up, and then I point to the valley he's holding and show and like do symbol of valley super strong, and that we are super strong.
He might just take your valley with him, you know that, right?
Oh, that won't happen.
I'll kill him before that happens.
I'll end this fucking life.
And then I will draw like, the trolls again and point back over there and show that it's unsafe there. And so I hold back my hand out to him.
He kind of looks back towards the tunnels and looks down and begrudgingly reaches out and takes your hand.
Like the gods.
Okay.
The best friend maker there is.
Yeah, Nyx tries for once, and then he's like, no. Tail draws some shitty fucking stick figures, and he's like, yes.
Yeah, you wasted a spell for that.
He just used pen and paper.
I cast pen and paper.
I cast
Round
friendship.
and stick.
Yeah.
Friends is an actual spell.
Yeah, but afterwards the person's hostile to you.
That's true.
Okay. So
Then I'm going to show him how to paint his hands. Then I'm going to
No, we need to travel.
repaint my hands real quick.
We're painting.
And
Finger
It's
paint.
busy right now.
I
Busy time.
symbol to him to paint his hands, and I say then to show
It's time for arts.
friendships. Then I bring out some macaroni.
And super glue.
by the time you reach your destination, you all have really shoddy macaroni necklaces.
Yeah.
Half of them are like broken in half, but still stringed together
I
and
wear
like
mine
falling
with
off.
pride.
Mine's of Bartholomew.
I start feeding mine to Flicker.
Apparently, it's canon now.
I don't even have one.
Put your hands in the air.
Hey, that is how you stop choking.
All right. So, how long are you guys going before trying to find shelter for the evening?
Like an hour or two.
An hour.
So you turn after having this conversation, kind of renewed your
Conversation.
your sense of like continuing this path, and you turn the path before you is a sheer peak. Like you can see jagged, like towards the top, there are jagged walkways that wrap around it. This doesn't seem like it's going to be an easy journey up. There's not really places to camp out on this mountaintop or like this peak. So
Yeah, guys, like God said, we should probably go back and just hide there. Do you think?
Or Seven, can you find shelter around here?
Yeah, just cast it
I
now.
can try. I cast my spirits.
okay. So these nature spirits kind of form around and fly off in different directions, soon coming back and directing you to a small, like alcove type cave-like structure on the outskirts of one of the cliffside. Because this on this other side is similar to the riverbed that you entered into this last peak. That seems to wrap around the mountains that you've been through. So there are more cliff sides, and they lead you not too far away from this final peak to like a little alcoved cliff that seems like it would be adequate, at least roofed shelter.
Okay.
There's enough space for the tiny hut?
Yeah.
Cool.
I let everyone know about it.
Is there enough space in the tiny hut for all 7 of us?
It's gonna be tight.
Can I shape stone? Shape stone?
It doesn't
to-
shape your tiny hut.
Yeah, but to shape the ground so that there's more of it.
And then just put the tiny hut in front of the opening.
You can put 8 people in the tiny hut, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like tight quarters, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's fine.
We'll cuddle.
Ah.
Okay. So you make your way and start to form the tiny hut and get a little fire going outside of it in this alcove to have some warmth for the evening, since it's, not necessarily sleepy pie time. So since you guys have a little bit of an evening, is there anything you want to do? As Calms kind of sits over in the corner, like playing with the Valley doll a little bit zoned out. You can see in his own thoughts, just kind of messing around.
Are there any flowers around here?
In this exact area, not really. There's not a lot of like plant growth. It almost seems like a dried riverbed, but there's not even a lot of like moss or grass growth. It's all just kind of stone and dust throughout this area.
Was there any flowers on the way here?
Towards the beginning of your journey, there would have been.
I want to pick one.
Okay.
Can I backtrack
Yeah.
and say that I would have picked one?
No, I don't think we can do that.
Yeah,
that's
you picked a flower. No,
the
let's do it
butterfly
then.
effect. If you had picked that flower back then, maybe the manticores wouldn't have found you, and we wouldn't be in this mess. No, yeah, it was fine.
Oh,
I
God.
think I just save my 3rd level spell slot, or
Yeah.
All right. Pick one. Press it into my journal.
Okay.
Hey, Nix, you want to do some reading?
Sure.
Nimue.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
happy.
Happy.
I got this one. Okay.
I'm moving on. That sucks. 4.
It's been a long day,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm tired.
I'm gonna detect evil and good.
I'm gonna
Okay.
play with calm.
Okay.
Make sure Calm's not evil.
You don't detect anything.
You detect that he's a giant.
You don't detect any of the normal things you would sense around you.
Just to make sure. We're going to be sleeping with him tonight.
Yeah, it's Callista.
Everybody's highly. I would do something like that.
You would.
It's like nice and dark out, right?
It's like evening. I mean, you guys are going through the evening, but if you guys have nothing else to do, then we just go about the evening with you guys practicing, you playing with Calm a little bit.
Gonna summon Valley for the last time and just have him do a little dance.
Calm seems very entertained by this.
Then I'm gonna reenact Valley doing heroic deeds.
I'll
with
help
the
him entertain
assistance
Calm.
of minor
It's like
illusions.
some genuine smiles and a couple of chuckles and laughs that
I'll
you get
cast
out of
Spirit
Calm.
Guardians and have it be like a whole
He
thing. with
fucking
it.
loves it.
Yeah, and I'll do prestidigitation, so there's explosions and shit.
Oh yeah, he is
Fuck yeah.
enthralled with this enthralling performance.
Yeah. Is he your friend yet, or Ben? Sorry.
But darkness does begin to set. And what are you trying to do?
I want to go find a private area for some Nick's shit.
Okay. It's not hard to do. I mean, you step out of the little alcove and can walk a little ways. I mean, there's scattered boulders and like other alcoves that aren't as, covered as this one. This is more cave-like where there's still little carved out little sections of the wall and things that you can easily find a spot.
Okay, and then but I can see like the sky, or am I in the cave? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to. What's the moon like right now?
Let's see. I have to remember it. So it's full moon. I mean, it hasn't
Is it
been
waning?
terribly long since the full moon because that was during the Siege of Respite. You guys, it's probably been like maybe 2 weeks since then.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm gonna do it regardless. I just wanted to know. And then I'll, take off my cloak, and I want to put the dagger shards on my cloak, and then cast minor illusion to put the symbol on my cloak, the symbol of Barbar or whatever. And then I'll just say, well, I'm kind of out of spells today, so this won't be as elaborate as last time. But I just wanted to check in with you and let you know that I'm trying to take this more seriously and to not take you for granted anymore. I feel like I did some cool things today that you would probably approve of. And that's all.
Okay.
I'll just spend some time just messing with minor illusion to I don't know.
Kind of sit there focused on this ritual that you put together and spend some time doing so. Roll some D100s for me.
Can I inspire her?
Can I assist her?
Yeah. What does inspiration work for D100s? Yes. It adds 1d8.
I mean, it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't. No, I'd have to say no.
108.
But you don't. I mean, she's left. You don't even know.
Right, yeah. Oh my god!
94.
Oh, goddamn.
Nice. Just a note, I have those broken
Nix
dagger
and
shards
Kaya
there.
with the
Damn.
with the 90s up in here. Woo. Put it together. Wait, do you have the dagger shot? Hell yeah, girl.
Yeah.
So, as you sit there performing this ritual, you kind of get into almost like this trance-like repetition of the things that you're doing. Your eyes close. You almost start to fall into this meditative state. And all the sounds around you seem to slowly drift away and fade. And you hear this voice, prevalent, louder than anything around you in the back of your mind. It just says, "My child, you reach out to me, but what is it that you seek?"
I just
Kind of feminine, very calming.
want to know that you're still there. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I'm sorry to say this, but I don't believe we've ever crossed paths before.
What? Are we? Oh my god. I mean, I thought, what about in the forest? What about with Phaedra? You weren't there?
I know of no forest or no Phaedra.
What the fuck? Do you know who it was?
I know not of which you speak. This is the first time that I have ever had any connections reach out with you. It is not easy to reach followers within this plane of existence, especially with the things that bind us from the plane itself. It is difficult and I cannot reach everyone, but I have never dealt with you before. It is nice to have a new voice.
I don't know what to say. I thought I've known you my whole life.
You may have known another, but it was not me.
Okay, well. I don't know what to do now. Thank you for answering.
And you hear no other response. As your vision kind of pulls back.
Oh my god. What the fuck, Mason?
I know that was gonna happen today.
Holy shit. I mean, I'll just like try to put some pieces together for a while.
And you find yourself just staring at this symbol that had seemed so comforting and familiar to you, almost now seeming alien.
I'm gonna use my sending stone.
Mm-hmm.
Alar, who was it that saved us that day in the forest? Who saved us from Callista?
Is that that's my shit? It just responds back. I'm not sure what the question is. I think I believe you when you say it was Barvar who saved us. Where is this question coming from, Namira? You seem worried.
Well, I'll answer that question in the morning. And then I'll get all my stuff together and I'll try to compose myself and then go back to the hut.
Okay. Nyx makes her way back eventually, having wandered off a bit. His Tail and Nimue and the rest of you kind of finish up. You can see that Calm seems a bit like drowsy almost, as you've been entertaining him for the evening.
I'll take out my dress and like roll it up to make like a little pillow for him. Take my dress out of the bag of holding.
Okay. Kind of lays down on it. Is there anything else anyone would like to do for the evening, or?
I don't have any sending spells today, so I'm not gonna talk to Lorenzo.
Is there enough time to make like
You
a
didn't
potion
call
or
me
anything? I'm assuming
yesterday.
no.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Where did it go me?
Oh my god! I cook a Takara lure. I do that because I want to attract giants.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god! Why did I think of this?
What happened?
Did I do that? Wait, no, I'll do that tomorrow. Never mind.
The back and forth, man.
Sorry.
Oh, what?
Okay.
I've been looking at mana potions.
Here, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, it's 3rd level or lower for the mana.
While this hardy vegetable restores 2d8 HP, the smell from cooking the bulb can attract giants. What? Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Isn't that crazy? Wow. Oh my god, I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Yo, what? Calm is just like,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Doesn't it smell good?
You can't eat it.
So, are you guys posting up any watches for the evening, or
Yeah.
you? Almost fell into Coda's water dish.
Suck that.
So, who is taking the first watch?
I'll take first watch.
I'll go with her.
Got some shit to talk about, or
No, that's not suspect or anything. Seven decides to stay up and eavesdrop the whole conversation.
I thought that conversation was going to happen when you first, but you didn't roll high enough, and I've been waiting, but it never happened, so I didn't expect that to.
Oh my fucking god! Why did that locket burn me then? Because it's not Baravar.
It's Burnvar.
What a dick! You said his name wrong in the first ritual. It's actually a demon.
it's your
It's
font's
actually
dad.
Baravera, like marinara.
Yeah. It's just a human made out of tomatoes.
Well, fuck. I
With
totally forgot about that.
Humans made of tomatoes.
Where is my hairbrush?
So Nimue and Nyx, you stay up to take the first watch. Can roll your perception checks, or are you guys
I'm
going to be kind of conversing throughout?
Well, I'm definitely gonna be like watching.
Okay, so Nyx roll. I need
Roll
you
a
to roll yours
disadvantage.
with disadvantage. Nimue is kind of half.
I'm gonna guidance myself.
Damn.
Oh my
so
God.
Terrible. So that's an unnatural 20
Yeah.
for my
That's a dirty 20 right there.
dude.
It was a natural
94,
20.
and a 17 though.
Mine's only a 14.
Wow.
I know. I rolled a 3.
So you're trying to like stay vigilant, but Nick starts talking to you, and you, like, obviously this content of what she's discussing, you start getting very like just distracted from watching. Feel free to.
Role play.
Oh.
Do it
Now?
now.
You've spoken to Varuna, haven't you?
Several times, yes.
Is that hard to do?
And she usually just comes to me in my dreams. I don't usually talk to her so much. I mean, I like talk to her sometimes, like when I'm having trouble or like, you know, when I just need comfort. I'll like say things, but she usually doesn't like respond. But like when she talks to me, she usually like talks to me like in my dreams.
I think I spoke to I don't know what you call them.
A god?
Yeah. I've never done that before. I thought I had.
How do you mean?
I always thought that a god saved us the day Callista tried to kill me and Phaedra. But
Well, what did they look like?
I mean, fuck.
I mean, you saw like a hooded figure, which had been always like the depictions, like the written depictions of when Baravar was able to manifest like an avatar. Anything that was ever seen was like a hooded figure in this like dark green, almost forest green cloak. Very roguish. I mean, that was kind of like her depiction, and that's what you saw appear and do what she did. I don't know how much you're wanting to share about what happened. So, yeah.
I was about to say I relayed that description.
That's what I was saying.
Wait, who?
The traveler.
But it's like, it's a very like feminine
Oh, okay.
figure. Yeah.
Okay.
Baravar is a woman.
The travelers.
I'm pretty sure it's still a traveler.
However, I don't think you've ever shared exactly what happened, so I'm not going to go that far. That's all on you, but that's, I mean, what you saw.
Okay.
Well,
The traditional, well-known depiction of this figure.
Yes, that's what I saw, but I finally managed to reach her tonight, and she said she's never spoken with me before. Is it possible that a god forgot?
in my experience,
Or-
the gods don't forget.
Then what could have happened?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the expert in all things
I don't know. I just
pertaining to deities, but if I were to make a guess, Maybe you weren't talking to Baravar. Maybe you were talking to somebody else. Or maybe the person you were talking tonight was actually Baravar, but the person who saved you wasn't. Maybe just portraying that in order to gain favor.
Have I actually shown you the ward on my locket before?
Yeah, you did when I was trying to inspect it, but I didn't know where it was from. Also, that was Katrina talking, but I was talking in my voice. That's my bad.
And I told you about like the burning that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I forgot to ask her about that.
Is that Baravar's symbol on the...
I thought it was, but I don't know what to trust anymore. And I don't know if having this necklace is keeping me safe at all, because Callista found me.
Out of character, you use the same symbol on the ward as the symbol of Baravar to summon Baravar to talk to her.
Yeah.
But that is the symbol of her.
The symbol on the locket was never Baravar's symbol. It was just a ward, like a symbol of a ward, like an arcane symbol.
Hmm. So it's not Baravar's symbol that's on your necklace. It's a different symbol.
Have I had you cast like spells or anything on that?
No.
I don't think so. You just had her look at it.
I could do.
I mean, can you tell if it's bad? If it's
I could tell if it was magical, but in order to really identify it, you'd have to talk to DeWitt. But I can tell you if it's magical or not.
Do you think he can do? Well, maybe I should let him get his sleep. All right.
I mean, if
Role playing.
I want that as my alarm.
if I were you, I wouldn't trust whatever deity or being, because it might not even be a deity, that, I mean, while they saved you, they were probably lying. Or maybe they were just posing as Baravar for some other unknown reason, to lead you to Baravar's grace. There could be that possibility. Maybe you were meant to follow Baravar for a reason, and this person was trying to lead you there, but wasn't really her. But I don't know.
That is a hopeful thought.
All right. Well,
I'll ask DeWitt once this is all over.
I mean, you could just ask him in the morning, or you could ask him now.
Well, we don't know what's ahead, and I don't want to be using spells that we don't need to use right now.
It's true. I mean, I suspect that the next few days will be quite perilous.
Yeah. But thank you.
Of course. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help, but
I mean, I didn't really expect answers. I just need, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't even really know much about this whole thing with like deities and things. I mean, the people of my hometown worshipped Umbali, but I don't know much about deities in general. I was never really that religious as a child, as my father was not that religious either, but it's only recently that I've really started to come into contact with gods, as, you know, one saved my life.
Yeah, from what I understand, it doesn't happen often.
No, it isn't. And the fact that you were able to reach Baravar without ever really having come into contact with her before is quite impressive, actually. You must have really said something that made her want to talk to you. I mean, if I were you... Wait, do I know anything about Baravar? From, like, my studies?
Make a religion check, just because of the area that
I'm proficient
And it's a
in that.
gnomish.
Pharsalis was in.
I'm going to guidance myself. Hey, 22.
22.
Happy.
That's the word for DeWitt. Keyword. When you search DeWitt in the Google search
Those
bar,
are all my
DeWitt.
passwords. Just,
just happy.
Happy 1 2 3 4 or something.
Oh, you know numbers now too?
No. You guys are like, how old are you? I'm like,
I'm This
Yes.
This many.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I've lived a certain number of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all
least
about
two.
calendars.
I'm as
you
old
know,
as this
yeah.
rock.
Yeah. When I found it.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? I don't know.
I don't know.
A while.
You would know that within like the pantheon of gnomish gods, that Barvar was kind of the one that is credited for like the gnomes owing their innate magical abilities, basically. Well, like forest gnomes and deep gnomes, essentially. Their natural defense for magics and stuff. She's known for being secretive and deceitful. She's kind of like the roguish deity. A lot of gnomes who follow anything like that worshipped her, followed her. There were a lot of stories told about like the pantheons. You know, they had many stories are told about their adventures, and she was kind of always the last to be found when their group would form. But she'd always support their plans and always support them. But she was the rogue of this gnomish god party, essentially.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you know, the fact that she talked to you means that she probably saw something in you that she liked. So even if she wasn't the god who saved you, even if she wasn't there, perhaps that person was a follower of her or not. But either way, the fact that she talked to you is kind of splendid. Maybe you should hold on to that. Maybe pursue it. You never know how one could help you.
That is a good point. I was really surprised to hear her voice.
That is really surprising. I've never heard Varuna while not asleep.
Really?
No, never. It's always been dreams. I mean, the fact that Virgil is around kind of reassures me that it's not all like in my head.
I hope she visits me in my dreams.
It's pretty
nice.
wonderful. I mean, Varuna gives me tea, so that's always pretty nice.
I bet she'd give me like daggers or something.
That'd be pretty sick. I mean, you really have an affinity for them, so
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I'm not
never
a
really
shitty
been
rogue
good with
anymore,
them.
am I?
I never thought that you were shitty. I've never thought that you were a shitty rogue.
Same. Thank you.
In fact, I knew a chick. Her name was Shay. She was way worse.
I've heard about her. I've heard she was pretty bad. All right.
She shot her party member in the back.
Well,
Twice.
once we get through this leg of the journey, maybe we can ask DeWitt if you're okay with, I don't know, finding out about this locket of mine.
No, of course.
With me?
If any way that I can help, I mean,
Okay.
I don't want you to go through your life wondering.
All right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't be of more help.
No, you were a help. So thank you.
I'm glad.
I'm going to wake up DeWitt for the next watch because he seems to be enjoying his sleep way too much.
Yeah,
I
usually
got a tent.
nobody else is going to fucking get any
Natural.
sleep if he's like that. So, you know.
I'll take second watch with the whip.
Okay. So
Did you guys see anything?
No, I didn't see anything. But
Okay,
here,
good.
take some guidance. just
I
in
did,
case.
but-
Thanks. What'd you see?
Just like some birds.
Oh, I
Okay.
I hope I can see some birds.
Yeah, me too. Did you see Virgil? Do I know about him?
Did I see Virgil?
I've talked about. I think I've talked about Virgil a couple times too. You guys know about him, but only Tail can see him other than me.
Did you see him?
Virgil?
I'm gonna guidance DeWitt before I go to sleep. And I'm gonna lay down. Go to bed.
only lasts like 6 seconds.
It's a minute, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's a minute concentration.
But then you go to sleep.
But I don't fall asleep immediately,
No,
okay?
you're
I'm not a fucking weirdo. I
know.
lay there.
All right,
We
I
literally
roll my
talked about how
perception
last
check
night
and
you
I
fell
lose my
asleep immediately.
All right. So you two retire for the evening. DeWitt and Tail, you take the next watch. Roll your perception checks.
I'm good at these, don't worry. 13.
13.
Okay.
Rolled one worse than I
Is there
did. Makes me feel better.
anything roleplay wise you guys would like to do during your watch? You don't see anything. You're kind of low groggy. You're woken up like, you know, like in
nice
that point of your
dream,
sleep
yeah.
that you're just
Yeah.
you're really like nodding in and out. Tail, you're thinking about everything else other than your surroundings.
Sounds about right.
Tail, do you see Virgil?
Oh, Virgil?
Not at the moment.
Oh no, he probably sleeping somewhere.
He's an owl.
He's an owl.
He's just about to say that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't sleep during the night.
Oh, I mean, if he busy watching us during day, I'm sure he's switch his sleep schedule to sleep during night, and so he can watch us.
Yeah.
during day.
That's probably it. Okay, well, never mind then.
Out of all the things that Tail knows, there's some things that I'm like curious about, like things that he doesn't know, but somehow he knows what sleep schedules are.
Yeah, that's probably a decent sleep or something.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'll keep watch.
Continue to keep watching.
Okay. Your watch ends, and as you two go, are you waking up a third watch, or are you guys just kind of taking the last half of the evening?
We'll just take the last half.
Okay. As you head back to kind of get to wake everybody up essentially for the rest of the day, you notice that Nimwe's curled up dress lays empty. And on it lays Valley and a tooth with a string wrapped, like kind of a hide wrap around it, but no calm.
We didn't notice him exit the tent that we're in the tent.
What'd he roll for stealth? Holy shit,
18.
dude. He's a fucking stealthy boy. Oh my
Get a
god.
part of our party, no problem. More of an asset
New
than any of
rogue,
us.
new rogue.
Well, that was during your watch.
Yeah.
Guys, what the fuck?
Oh, I go over and I pick up Valley. Then I pick the tooth necklace and I put the necklace around my neck. And I'll let's see. Hey Dawit, I think return to the cave.
Oh.
To find these parents.
Should we go after him? I think we should.
No, I think we should. He must have escaped pretty recently,
Yeah,
you
what
know.
the fuck? Didn't
I don't
see
know
him.
why he would leave his tooth, though.
Yeah, why would he do that?
I don't know.
Do you think he's...
Is anything missing from the tent, like any weapons or anything?
Make a perception check or investigation check.
Does he have my sword?
Easiest way to get rid of that shit.
18.
How did he get that?
There doesn't seem to be any of your personal belongings missing.
Oh yeah, I think he just went to cave
What
to
about our
find his
impersonal
parents.
All of your impersonal belongings are missing.
Is anybody else up?
Nope.
What do you think we should do? Well, let's wake everyone up, I guess. I guess it's time to
Okay.
get going
Your
anyway.
watch would have lasted a few hours, so you're not certain when.
Hey, guys, wake up. It's time to get going.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Calm's gone.
Come run away.
Calm, run away.
Yeah, we didn't see
yeah.
him do that. He's sneaky, apparently. No wonder he didn't get killed by the trolls.
You guys were both awake
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
watching the entrance.
No, apparently not.
I might have blinked once or
We were
twice.
looking for Virgil.
Did you at least see Virgil?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh my
we
God.
didn't see anything.
Can I see Virgil?
It's right there, you idiots.
You glance up and see Virgil rested on a rock,
Oh my
not too far
I'll
away.
point him out. Like he's right fucking
Do
there.
I see him?
No.
What?
Do I see him?
Yes.
He's not there. I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't see him. I could see him perfectly.
You
clear.
can see him?
Yeah, look at them.
Can Nick see her?
Insight
Make a
check.
deception check.
Ooh.
6.
12 natural.
Nick's
Nice, right
fucking
there.
Yeah,
shitting
that's
through a
right. He's not up there.
Shitting through.
Ew, that's gross.
Take that mental image.
No thanks.
No.
What am I doing?
Shitting through your mouth. Through your teeth.
I just imagine Cartman.
It's like that South Park episode where they ate everything through their butt.
Yep.
You guys, this is my
God.
life.
All right. Hey, Calm's gone. Should we go after him?
I don't know. I mean, we're going to lose so much time if we go after him, and who knows how long he was gone? You guys were taking a watch for 4
Was
fucking
he just
hours.
going back there to what we told
He
him
left
to
his
be brave?
toot.
Well, clearly he doesn't want us to follow him. We can't force him to do anything he doesn't want to do. Is the real thing, and we shouldn't.
Yeah, but we can help his people.
And we can help him. I don't think if his parents died, what is he going to do when he goes back there? He's just going to die.
I'm not
Well-
advocating for not following this child. I'm just trying to say.
How
Well,
long ago did he leave?
We tried to take him with us. We tried explaining it to him. He made the decision.
I mean,
Really,
can't-
what I was trying to
can't
do
do
is just
anything.
we didn't have. We've used a lot yesterday before we even fought the trolls. So I was just trying to find a place to rest.
So maybe if we
So
go back
we could
now,
go back and fight them, maybe.
Do you think that? I mean, we'd have to put off fighting Bartholomew. And if we had Bartholomew with us, it's a powerful ally to have with us to fight them. Or unless Bartholomew knows how to teleport, in which case we don't even have to go back this way at all.
Yeah, but
I'm
I feel
just
like if he's
worried.
not back at his tower in Vindcross, he's
Uh,
probably in a bad state.
Well, the simulacrums are dying.
No, I'm just worried because the time we take to find Bartholomew might be time that Calm gets hard.
But also, the longer that Bartholomew is gone, the more simulacrums die, the more that he could be dying. Like, we don't, like, the thing is that simulacrums started dying because Bartholomew might be in danger, peril danger. And while I really don't want this giant child to die and I would really like to get it back to its parents, Bartholomew is a far more important ally, and we don't know what's happening to him right now. And the fact that the simulacrums are dying could mean that he is in peril.
I mean, Calm did do pretty good at hiding from the trolls.
I mean,
So
Left
I-
his necklace, though.
Yeah, that's like a not good thing.
I mean, he might be going back there to die. They
Can
might
we-
enslave him, but
How long ago did he leave? Do we have an idea?
7, check his footprints. Where are you?
7?
7, wake up.
7.
Get the
Jesus
fuck up, man.
You start shaking 7 to wake him up.
7, we need you to check these footprints. 7,
How long ago did he leave?
leave?
can you tell?
I mean, I guess.
He was
He
in the
really wants
bathroom
me
for the
to.
listeners.
Oh, way to call me out, damn.
He
Make
was
a
in the
survival check.
bathroom for Zach. Just so Zach.
Oh, one better than
15.
Does that advantage?
Oh, you're right. I do have advantage on that. I always forget.
Yeah, 15.
15.
I mean, the trail's fresh enough. It seems probably not immediate recent, but a few hours old.
Still, though, it's a lot of time wasted, and we have to get to the top of this mountain. I'm extremely concerned for Bartholomew's well-being, and the thing is that we need him to find what you need to it.
Listen, my people were enslaved, and so they know how it is, you know. So I think, in my opinion, I should help these giants if they need me.
I want to help him too, but I
Yeah,
think
let's
that we
go
need
help
to
him.
do it on the way back through. I really think that it will be easier with
Yeah, but
Bartholomew
now we
on
have
sides.
attachments. So,
I just think that it's been a while since Bartholomew has been missing. I'm sure one day doesn't mean too much to him, but one day to little giant child might mean life or death.
I agree.
Tail has a good point.
But I just don't. I'm worried that it's life or death for Bartholomew too.
Listen, I mean, if
Can you-
Bartholomew dies and we can't get to where I need to go, then so be it. But I won't. I feel like I would be kind of spitting on my family's name, you know?
All right.
If I didn't help these people when I could.
7 with your 15 survival check, you kind of you check the trail and see that it's about that old and begin to follow it out of the exit to this alcove. And the trail diverts and starts to go down the riverbed, not towards the tunnels.
You know what we could
Oh.
maybe do? Did you take your spells for the day?
No, I haven't prepared them yet. Well, I have prepared. Katrina's prepared them, but Nimue hasn't yet because we just woke up.
Maybe we could let Yara know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could. It's a 3rd level spell. Oh, early in the morning is the only thing.
Yeah.
But I could take sending today and let Yara know. But that means that that's one less spell to be helpful for our journey today.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the reason why I haven't been taking sending is because I want to have plenty of spells with which to help all of us get along this journey a little bit easier.
And Is there any way that you can cast that spell of yours that you can talk any language?
I can take that spell as well.
Can you?
I can.
Could you take that and then cast sending to him
I
later?
could.
Like once.
I could do that, but I'd have to do it either today or tomorrow. I could take it now, but that means that that's 2 spells that I won't be able
No,
to
not. I mean,
use
not
for
now.
combat later or anything.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we should go back and find him.
The
Okay,
only thing
well,
is that if we find him, the same thing will happen. We'll try to convince him to come with us, and either he won't or
No,
he will,
I'm
and
saying
he'll
we should
leave.
go kill the trolls.
well, he did not go back into the
I don't-
tunnel.
I don't think.
Oh, where do you
Oh,
go?
where did he go?
He followed this path. And then I point.
Oh,
Should we go after him? I
Can I
mean,
look
the other
at-
thing is
can
that
we
we can't force him to do something that he doesn't want to do.
Well, if he didn't go back to his people, then
where did
He might be
he
okay.
go? Yeah, maybe he went to get drink from water.
Or maybe he knows where his parents went. Maybe that blood stain that we saw wasn't his parents.
Do
Can
you
we
Oh, go ahead.
the map? Can I look at that and see, or whoever has it? I don't even know. To see the direction that 7 pointed, like what's in that direction.
It's like a hand-drawn map. There's not a ton of detail to it. More so, the most detail is like deciphering the path that you guys have been on. It doesn't really have like detailed drawings of the riverbeds and things.
I don't know.
Well, if we didn't go to cave where trolls are, maybe we can at least follow this little path and see where he went.
I mean, I want to make sure he's safe too, but it's a pretty long diversion. And I mean, for what? He's probably going to refuse our help again.
yeah, probably.
I'm trying to think of what this area that we're in. Like we're on the slopes of this massive mountain, right?
You're at like the base of the slopes of this peak.
And so are we in like this tiny little valley? Like
In a little cave, basically. You're still in the riverbed, essentially. Like just in a little cave.
Well,
base
is
of
it like
this.
a canyon? Like I'm trying to imagine.
Yeah, the riverbed is like a canyon.
Okay, and so it didn't end where we are, like
No.
going up.
Mm-mm.
So there's really just 2 ways for him to go.
Yeah.
Just towards that, and then.
Well, 3, because there's like the 2 riverbeds and there's back into the giant tunnels. But 2 ways in the riverbeds to go.
So he just went the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But he seemed like a fairly intelligent child. I mean, I hope that he doesn't die either, but
Just.
You know what? I'll go with you, Nimue. If you think you'll be fine, then I trust you.
I don't think he'll be fine.
Well, you're not giving me much confidence here.
I think that there's a lot of danger for him, but I also think that if we can help Bartholomew now, I'm extremely concerned about what he might be going through. And we still have a long journey ahead of us. And this giant child, while I very much feel for him,
Okay, let's find Bartholomew.
is everyone in agreement? I don't
Well,
want to be the.
how
I don't
far
want
the
to
path
make
for-
decisions for the
How
group.
far the path that comes?
We're like less than a day's journey, I
You
think.
know,
That's what the map
you know,
says.
this is one child life compared to life of random magician that we don't really know.
Well, we do know him. His simulacrums are still a personality of him.
I know,
I
but
like
they
to
are
consider
not
that
him.
Bartholomew that we met as a friend.
Yeah, I consider him as friend too.
The thing is that
But I mean, small child, you know, will need more help than great powerful magician.
well, clearly the great powerful magician does need our help.
Right, look. This kid, he survived these attacks better than all those other giants we saw in that pile. He's fine. He's fine being out on his own. The wit needs Bartholomew for something, like, he needs him.
We all really
You
need
know,
him for our
I
own
don't
personal
mean
goals.
to be, like,
That's quite
I don't know,
selfish
crazy.
to sacrifice life of giant child for own personal goal.
You're right. But I mean,
yeah, but you know,
the-
sometimes we have to make selfish decisions for our own safety.
Yeah, like run away.
Yeah, well,
Fly
you know,
Coward.
trust me, I want, I want to help this kid too.
Does not seem like that.
Tail.
Why don't you just haste me and I will use my boots of speed to see how far I can get.
Yeah,
and go
I'll do
see if
that.
He's there.
Maybe sneaks will try to find things.
Okay, I'll be back in a
I'll
second.
haste you.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe we can catch up to him. That's probably not. He has what, a couple hours? Our head start. Did you expect this one?
I at least want to know that we tried to help him again. You know,
Give me your paint before I go.
okay.
I'll just put some handprints along the way so he knows that we were
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Or the symbol of the friend.
Yeah, I'll put symbol. Yeah. Then if we don't find him, then I will put symbol of my symbol a long way so that he know where we go.
Okay. So you haste Nyx. Nyx, you take the paint and like a freaking cheetah on cocaine. Nyx like runs off down the riverbed. You follow the prince for a while, and eventually come to a point where his prints seem to they travel in a straight line, and then there's a point where they like meander around a similar area for a little bit. And looking around that area, you see a couple larger sets of prints, like humanoid footprints, meet up with his and lead.
Okay,
away.
as soon as I see that, I'll head back. I'm back.
All right, it looks like he.
Holy shit.
Well, I wanted. Yeah. Sorry, I need to catch my breath here. I'm really tired all of a sudden.
I think he found more giants. There were other bigger footprints
Oh,
next
really?
to his. Yeah. They looked like his, just
Okay.
bigger.
That's good.
So I think that he's
Thank
okay.
you, Nyx, for helping with that.
Now we have some
Same.
peace of mind. But once we're done with this, we should still check in with Calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send him a message once we are done with all of this. And maybe we can even still wipe out that troll colony if we're filling up to it. But
Okay.
should we go to Bartholomew now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you begin your climb up this mountain peak. As you begin this leg of the journey, there are like steep cliffs that you are forced to almost scramble up. halfway up the mountainside, you come to what appear to be these thin footpaths that carve their way slightly upward and around, almost like switchbacks up the mountain itself. So for that leg, I just want some dexterity checks from everybody to kind of keep their footing.
Can I have stone shape prepped in case anybody does lose their footing to like send out like
Yeah.
a stone shape?
Okay, cool, because I got an 8.
I'm gonna guidance myself as well.
Yeah, I got a fucking 9.
22.
21.
16.
19.
Okay. So as you guys are making your way up these stone paths, there's a moment where Tail kind of catches the edge of one of the cliff sides, and his foot starts to tumble, and then when you reach out, and this little jet of stone shoots out under his foot and catches him. And at that same moment, distracted by this, Nyx starts to tumble off of the edge. as
Featherfall.
well.
Reaction.
Okay.
How?
I mean, can I make a check to try and save, or I guess it's the
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw.
okay. That's a 23.
Okay.
So maybe you don't have to.
So Nyx kind of tumbles off of the edge, and at that last moment, your hand comes up and grabs the edge of this stone, and you're just kind of suspended there, hanging at the moment before the rest rush over and pull you back up on this stone. You kind of breathe a sigh and look down, and you can see the cliffside like a sheer peak. Just
How many goddamn times does this
all
have to
off
keep
the edge.
happening?
I don't know why it's always you that
Next,
falls off the
like,
cliffs.
I just hate heights. Let's get down
yeah,
here.
seriously.
You come to another like sheer cliffside scramble. This one seems coated with like this glossy white substance. Basically, these rocks are covered with wyvern shit. So
Oh, nice.
it takes you.
Wait, this is wyvern.
Yeah.
Wyvern.
right, cool.
So
I
we
just-
know wyverns are in the area.
Barely ran out of wyvern parts, so
Oh my God.
use a couple.
What are you doing? Upgrading
It
your
takes you
armor?
a good portion of the day to carefully and methodically make your way up this cliffside that is just coated in shit. But you do so.
Wait, can't you just prestidigitation some
Sure.
of it away?
Yeah, I could do
Yeah,
that.
So it makes your climb a little bit easier as DeWitt like cleans. So if you were looking at the mountain, there's just this little like path up that's just clean of wyvern dung.
Nailed it.
Hell yeah.
But eventually you make it
Professional
to as close to the peak as possible. This plateau that seems to wrap around the backside of the mountain, and making your way around that, you start to come around the corner and can see nestled up against the actual peak to this mountain, this gargantuan nest. Sticks, stones, and like almost like uprooted trees creating this massive nest. No large avian creature in sight, as you would assume that it's out hunting. And luckily you traverse this during the daytime.
There might be something interesting in there.
Time to gain another pet. And I take out my rope.
Like there might be items in there.
No, we should not do
Let's
that.
just go.
Let's go.
You're like, hey, we should go help Bartholomew. Oh, there might be items over there.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
All right, let's
Can
go.
we see
Maybe on the way
anything
back?
interesting?
I'm just saying.
No,
you
it's a
just
climb up
detect
like the
magic.
peak.
Oh.
You could do it right now if you want, but I'm going to keep going.
It's far enough away it would not pick up in your radius. You can see it because it's so massive, like nestled against the peak, but it's going to be another pretty hazardous climb.
Oh, it's not like. Oh, I thought it was.
It's not right
directly
next
in
to
front
you.
of us. Oh,
No.
never mind then.
How
Fuck
far
that
up
shit.
is it? Come on.
It's probably another 100, 200 feet up this peak.
Fuck that then. Let's keep going. I thought it was like right next to us, and fuck that.
I put my rope away, sadly.
Okay. So, you crest around, or you come around that area, and cresting the top of this final area of your journey, you can see where the mountain finally dips down into this large meadow. Even from this height, you can see the purples, yellows, and blues of a smattering of wildflowers covering the length of this valley. And in the center of this sea of color, you see what it is that you've been searching for. At first, the lower portions of the torso look like they could be random mounds of raised earth, themselves covered in blankets of wildflowers. But it's following that torso up that gives you the confidence that you have found it. An unmistakable skull, about the size of the Blackhold Keep, lies before you, empty sockets agaze to the sky above. A tapestry of tumultuous colors paint its face with an eerily similar visage to the Day of the Dead skull, almost smatters of colors.
Fucking cool.
And by your estimates, the length of its entire body must span 2 or 3 miles. And the legs of this behemoth rest upon another rise of mountains to your right, curled as if in like a reclined position atop a footrest. Nothing you've come across gives any explanation as to how it got here other than that painting or that depiction you came across within the Great Halls. But there it is, in front of you, the corpse of a long-expired Titan of old. And that's where we'll end this week's session.
We made it!
We did it.
Oh, now we just have to fight whatever fucking bitch is in here.
We gotta go through a maze.
I've already
There's probably
spent my
more than
4th level spells.
one little bitch. You expelled your 4th level on what?
Stone shape to save Tail from fucking dying.
Wow, way to go, Tail.
Got teleported back up.
Thunderstep.
I should have spent it on Nyx.
Tail, your comment hurt Colette.
Yeah.
Not Kaya, but it hurt
You're
Colette.
trying to sacrifice. You're like, oh, we gotta be selfish, so fuck this kid. You
No,
know?
I wasn't thinking that at all.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what you said.
You
there,
could
fuck.
say that about what Nimue was saying too.
You weren't so mean about it though, and also you're already Tails' friend, so.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Kaya doesn't know how to be nice sometimes.
Well, sucks to suck, doesn't it?
She just punches things
Um,
and lies. Okay, that's her
I
entire
did.
personality.
I have never
Punches things and
once
runs
lied.
away and sacrifices kids.
have
I did
not lied
realize
once.
that Nyx, when you had pulled out those pieces of the dagger, I was more focused on the possibilities of what was about to happen, more so than the fact that I've been waiting. You guys hadn't really taken the time to really inspect these pieces. And when you would have pulled out the hilt to that dagger of the pieces and shards that were there, you would have seen that the hilt itself possesses this like intricacy of fine ornamental pieces, but yet the weight and balance make it out to be of like practical use for combat. Like it's not like an overly ornamental weighted piece, but it looks pretty and well made and well decorated. The handle itself seems to be made of like this fine silver with this ornate wrapping of obsidian down the length of it. And the pommel of the dagger holds some sort of like vibrant purple gem, unlike anything you've seen before. And there's a crack that runs the length of the gem itself. And the guard of the dagger seems to be made of this deep silver gray metal, and seems to be carved in runes of some unknown language. And the shards of the blade that you have are like this metal with this black marbling all throughout it, essentially. That was like the first time that you guys have pulled out the dagger and done anything with it.
Oh wow. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty worth.
So we will
the blood of your enemies.
pick up next week recording wise, and with you guys making your way into the body of the behemoth, and we will have our guest player here. Andre will be joining us. It'll be great. Until then, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. And
Andre Bartholomew?
I'm Bartholomew. And
Just making sure.
He's calm.
Just call him Dad.
Yeah.
He's the behemoth.
Oh my God, that would be fun.
He's a mountain.
Holy shit. But Yep. Just everybody remember that we love you, and also never forget that friends who crit together stick together. Hope everyone has a good week. We will talk at you soon.
Peace.
At you soon.
Thanks again for listening to this week's episode of Crit Seekers. If you're still craving more from the gang, give us a follow on social media. Our Instagram and Twitter handles are @CritSeekers. There you'll find memes, character art, audio clips, and more to keep you satisfied until next episode. If you've enjoyed everything you've heard so far, please do us a huge favor and head on over to podchaser.com and give us a review. It will really help us out. New episodes are posted every Monday at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Enjoy your week, and remember, friends who crit together, stick together.